My brother Jacob say, locally known as Jesus the Christ. Long live the King. Long live the King. Reading in the book of Psalms, in the 96th chapter, and it reads, "O sing unto the Most High a new song. Sing unto Yahweh all the earth. Sing unto the Most High. Bless his name. Show forth his salvation from day to day. Declare his glory among all the heathen, his wonders among all people. For Yahweh is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Most High made the heavens. Honor and majesty are before him. Strength and beauty are in his sanctuary. Give unto the Most High, O ye kindred of the people. Give unto the Most High glory and strength. Give unto Yahweh the glory due unto his name. Bring an offering and come into his courts. O worship the Most High in the beauty of holiness. Fear before him all the earth. Say among the heathen that the Most High reigneth. The world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved. He shall judge the people righteously. Let the heavens rejoice, and let the earth be glad. Let the sea roar, and the fullness thereof. Let the field be joyful, and all that is therein. Then shall all the trees of the wood rejoice before the Master, for he cometh to judge the earth. He shall judge the world with righteousness, and the people with his truth. Hallelujah! Say loud! Yes, sir, y'all.
Praise the Most High.
Yeah, he is good.
Praise God on the board today. What are you doing? Like always, anybody got any questions or something brief we can go over? Otherwise, we can get on into this lesson.
Well, yeah, first though, we just want to send up prayers to our sister Joyce. She lost her son last week. I don't really know the circumstances behind it, but she had lost a daughter a few years ago in a tragic incident, which a parent having to bury one of their children is bad enough. But whatever just happened to make her lose her son last week, we just want to keep her in our prayers and let her know that our hearts go out to you, sis. And if you need us for anything, just let us know. We love you.
All right, well, it don't look like we got no questions or none of that. So we're going to get into this. What are you doing? What are you doing now that you know the truth? You still acting like a Christian? You murmuring? Talking back? Why God do this to us? We're going to go over some things to see about other people who murmured and complained. And that's something that we need to be asking ourselves in our daily walk. When you catch yourself going off, what are you doing? Say that to yourself. Correct yourself. Because can't nobody correct you better than you.
That's right.
You know, Israel, we like to clown when other people want to correct us. Go back and forth and all that. And we doing that in front of some non-believers. What's that's going to do to them? That's who we supposed to be getting is the non-believers. Not killing each other.
Right. That's right.
Killing each other and letting the shooter get away. How much sense do that make?
No, none.
Let's get into this. 1 Corinthians 10. Let's hit that one first.
We're going to start our reading in the book of 1 Corinthians. chapter 10, and we'll start our reading in verse 1. Let's get some understanding, family. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea.
So we know what this is talking about. This is talking about Exodus.
That's right.
They were baptized. They saw miracles. But let's keep reading and see what they're doing, even though they saw miracles. Keep going.
Verse 3, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was a Mashiach. But with many of them, Yah was not well pleased.
What?
Yah was not well pleased.
So even though he done showed them these miracles and saved them, he still ain't pleased with some of them. I wonder what they was doing. Let's find out. Go ahead.
For they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted. Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them. As it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink, and rose up to play. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000.
No, so we just read, even though they came through the sea, baptized under the clouds in the sea, they were still sinning.
Right.
Even after seeing miracles, still sinning, still wanting to go back to Egypt.
Right.
I had a nice crib. Now I'm out here eating this manna bread. We can't have that mindset. Now, how much easier is it for us to fall off and we ain't seen no miracles?
Right.
We got to have straight faith.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we need to have. Come on.
Verse 9. Neither let us tempt to Mashiach, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer.
So murmuring and complaining can get you destroyed.
That's right.
What are you doing? Come on.
Now all these things happened unto them for ensamples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. Wherefore, let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall.
Don't get the big head.
There hath no temptation taken you, but such as in common to man. But Yah is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
See, he gonna always have a way for you to escape all these temptations.
That's right.
Which they gonna come. They got to come. What you think our forefathers, they went off, he put us in captivity, and then he just gonna say, okay, I'll let y'all back in without testing us?
Right.
We come from the blood of sinners.
That's right. Right.
We got to be tested. Ain't no way around that. But he always give you a way to escape your temptation. If you stay away from that flesh, that flesh gonna make you run to it. Come on.
But will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry. I speak as to wise men. Judge ye what I say. The cup of blessing which we bless, is it not the communion of the blood of a Mashiach? The bread which we break, is it not the communion of the body of a Mashiach? For we, being many, are one bread and one body.
So we all make up one body.
That's right.
But look at how we act. Even knowing Israelites.
Right.
It's a clown show on social media.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Right.
Contentions everywhere. We got the truth. No, we got the truth. But we all supposed to be one body.
Right. Yeah.
So I say we still suffering from them curses.
Yes, sir.
Even in this truth.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
For we are all partakers of that one bread. Behold, Yisrael, after the flesh, are not they which eat of the sacrifices partakers of the altar? What say I then? That the idol is anything, or that which is offered in sacrifice to idols is anything? But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils, and not to Yah. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils.
So we ain't supposed to even be kicking it with devils. Devilish behavior, questionable behavior.
Devil's food cake.
Come on.
Verse 21. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Most High and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Most High's table and of the table of devils.
You know, we got people that still going to church. They claim they know the truth, but they still in the church. Even people in the church call them Yahushua and Hamashiach. It's a Gentile to come to my job. He know the name. He brought that to me. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, good, you know that. But he still think that all he got to do is have faith.
Right. Faith without works is dead.
Come on.
Verse 22. Do we provoke the Most High to jealousy? Are we stronger than he? All things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not.
How much time you gonna spend on lawful unedification? Huh? Yeah, it's lawful, but we supposed to be in this to serve other people.
That's right. Right.
To catch the lost sheep. So how much time are you gonna spend on something that's lawful, but it ain't edifying nobody?
Right.
Ain't nobody get no understanding from what you're doing. I ain't saying you can't do it, but I'm saying how much time are you gonna spend on that?
That's right.
Who do you work for? What are you doing? Come on.
Verse 24. Let no man seek his own, but every man another's wealth.
I just said that.
Whatsoever is sold in the shambles, that eat, asking no question for conscience sake. For the earth is the Most High's, and the fullness thereof. If any of them that believe not bid you to a feast, and ye being disposed to go.
Now they don't believe, but you feel like you got to go.
Whatsoever is set before you, eat, asking no question for conscience sake. But if any man say unto you, this is offered in sacrifice unto idols, eat not for his sake that showed it, and for conscience sake. For the earth is the Most High's, and the fullness thereof. Conscience, I say, not thine own, but of the other. For why is my liberty judged of another man's conscience? For if I, by grace, be a partaker, why am I evil spoken of for that for which I give thanks? Whether therefore ye eat or drink, or whatsoever ye do,
Do it how?
do all to the glory of Yah. Give none offense, neither to the Jews, nor to the Gentiles, nor to the church of Yah.
I see offenses every day.
Yes, sir.
Every day, all day. Amongst knowing Israelites.
Yes, sir.
And it's constant offenses.
How you gonna
Got
make
people
somebody
choosing sides and people chiming in. It ain't got nothing to do with you.
Right.
But you chiming in, giving your partake on it.
And fuel to the fire.
You know, it's becoming utterly madness. For real. How we gonna be a light, but we acting like that? Somebody told me, oh, y'all act just like them Christians. Y'all just as bad as them Christians. A non-believer said this to me from all this activity going on. Wasn't nothing I did to him to make him say that. Come on.
Verse 33. Even as I please all men in all things, not seeking mine own profit, but the profit of many, that they may be saved.
So we supposed to be working for the profit of others. Sending his word out to the lost sheep. Let's hit Numbers 14, 1 through 33. But yet we murmuring and talking bad about each other and clowning each other. Sneak dissing, that's the one I really can't get. Where is Matthew 18 and putting a post about what somebody doing, but leaving their name out of it? Now you got other people thinking, is he talking about me?
Right.
Huh? If you really felt that way, you should be calling them on the phone, not putting no post up on Facebook about it.
Exactly.
Right.
Brother.
Go talk to him.
Talk to your brother. Right.
Putting a post up on Facebook about how he did this or he didn't do that. What? Are we still children here?
Oh, some of them.
Come on, man. Numbers 14.
Going to the book of Numbers, chapter 14. Start our reading at verse 1. Run it to verse 33. Let's get some understanding, y'all. Numbers 14 and verse 1. And all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron.
Here we go. Some more murmurers. Let's see what the outcome is.
And the whole congregation said unto them, Would Yah that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would Yah we had died in this wilderness?
And so he done brought them out of captivity and they still complaining because they ain't there. I'd have rather died in captivity because I had it good.
Right.
Huh? He trying to take you to a promised land. All you got to do is act right, but you want to go back to where you came from. Stuck in what you was used to. Come on, man.
Verse 3. And wherefore hath the Most High brought us unto this land, to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey? Were it not better for us to return into Egypt? And they said one to another, Let us make a captain, and let us return into Egypt. Then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the congregation of the children of Israel. And Joshua, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, which were of them that searched the land, rent their clothes. And they spake unto all the company of the children of Israel, saying, The land which we passed through to search it is an exceeding good land. If the Most High delight in us, then he will bring us into this land.
Say that again. Read 8 again.
If the Most High delight in us, then he will bring us into this land.
But we feel entitled to go into that land. Where you get that from?
Right.
You ain't reading these scripts.
Right.
Come on.
And give it us, a land which floweth with milk and honey. Only rebel not ye against the Most High, neither fear ye the people of the land. for they are bread for us. Their defense is departed from them, and the Most High is with us. Fear them not.
See, so when it's time for us to take over or do whatever we need to do, their weapons can't do nothing to us.
That's right.
So we shouldn't have no fear of them or nothing they talking about. Because the Most High can change their minds when it comes to dealing with us.
Right.
But we got to be walking right. Why he gonna put out his neck for us if we ain't putting out our neck for him? You worship him sometimes,
Right.
but I know he gonna save me. Yeah, okay. Come on.
Verse 10. But all the congregation bade, stoned them with stones. And the glory of the Most High appeared in the tabernacle of the congregation before all the children of Israel. And the Most High said unto Moses, how long will this people provoke me?
Still being stiff-necked.
And how long will it be ere they believe me? For all the signs which I have showed among them, I will smite them with the pestilence, and disinherit them, and will make of thee a greater nation and mightier than they.
He's talking about just throwing them away.
Getting rid of them.
Starting over again. I'm gonna make something out of you, Moses. I'm gonna get some more going out of you. All the rest of them got to go. That's what murmuring will get you.
Yes, sir.
You done kindled the anger out of the Most High.
That's right.
Because you ain't happy with your manner. I want some of them good steaks we was eating in Egypt. Yeah, it might have been the buttock steaks, but it was still a steak.
Right.
Come on.
Verse 13. And Moses said unto the Most High, then the Egyptians shall hear it, for thou broughtest up this people in thy might from among them. And they will tell it to the inhabitants of this land, for they have heard that thou, Most High, art among this people, that thou, Yahweh, art seen face to face, and that thy cloud standeth over them, and that thou goest before them by daytime in a pillar of a cloud, and in a pillar of fire by night. Now if thou shalt kill all this people as one man, then the nations which have heard the fames of thee will speak, saying, because the Most High was not able to bring this people into the land which he sware unto them, therefore he hath slain them in the wilderness. And now I beseech thee, let the power of my Lord be great, according as thou hast spoken, saying, Yahweh is long-suffering, and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation.
Moses like, please, Father, don't do it.
Right.
It's gonna look bad. The Egyptians gonna think he brought us out of Egypt just to kill him.
Right.
Oh, let them see your power. Long suffering. See, he asked for long suffering. Let's see how long they suffer.
Verse 19. Pardon, I beseech thee, the iniquity of this people according unto the greatness of thy mercy, and as thou hast forgiven this people from Egypt even until now. And the Most High said, I have pardoned according to thy word. But as truly as I live, all the earth shall be filled with the glory of the Most High. Because all those men which have seen my glory and my miracles, which I did in Egypt and in the wilderness, and have tempted me now these 10 times, and have not hearkened to my voice. They
seeing miracles and they tempted him 10 times in the wilderness. They seen the miracles and was still going off. So how much more should we be checking ourselves? And we ain't seen no miracles. Because it's easy to fall off, y'all. It's very easy. Come on.
Verse 23. Surely they shall not see the land which I swear unto their fathers, neither shall any of them that provoke me see it. But my servant Caleb, because he had another spirit with him, and hath followed me fully, him will I bring into the land whereunto he went, and his seed shall possess it. Now the Amalekites and the Canaanites dwelt in the valley. Tomorrow turn you and get you into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. And the Most High spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, how long shall I bear with this evil congregation, which murmur against me? I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel, which they murmur against me. Say unto them, as truly as I live, saith Yahweh, as ye have spoken in mine ears, so will I do to you. Your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness.
That's how long suffering this gonna be.
No doubt.
Your carcass gonna fall for what you done said to me.
And all that were numbered of you, according to your whole number, from 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me, doubtless ye shall not come into the land.
Now, if we was in Exodus right now, all us that's over 20.
Y'all through.
What you mean, y'all?
I'm 19.
You got the secret passage or something?
I just had a rough life.
Come on.
Verse 30. Doubtless ye shall not come into the land, concerning which I swear to make you dwell therein, save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, the son of Nun. But your little ones, which he said should be a prey, them will I bring in, and they shall know the land which ye have despised. But as for you, your carcasses, they shall fall in the wilderness, and your children shall wander in the wilderness 40 years, and bear your whoredoms until your carcasses be wasted in the wilderness.
See, so that show you that what you do, it can bring pressure on your children, your seeds.
Yep.
Those that come after you. They can't be judged for your sin, but they can go through some things for them.
Make it rough for them.
Come on.
Chapter 16.
Oh, no, my bad.
Number 16.
Numbers 16 now. Yeah, chapter 16. Yeah, chapter 16, like you said.
Kind of like what I said.
Yeah, that's what you said. Let's see what happens to some more of these murmurers.
All right, we're in the book of Numbers.
And ask yourself, what are you doing?
It's, chapter 16. Now Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the son of Peleth, son of Reuben, took men, and they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown.
The big muckety mucks done stood up. Let's see what's gonna happen.
And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said unto them, ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Wherefore then lift you up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord.
Nah, they didn't lift themselves up. The Most High lifted them up. Because we stiff-necked. We always want somebody to run stuff for us.
Right.
Come on.
And when Moses heard it, he fell upon his face And he spake unto Korah and unto all his company, saying, even tomorrow the Lord will show who are his, and who is holy, and will cause him to come near unto him. Even him who he hath chosen will he cause to come near unto him.
Now see, they trying to say we all holy. Yeah, okay. With the murmuring you doing? Come on.
This do, take you censers, Korah, and all his company, and put fire therein, and put incense in them before the Lord tomorrow. And it shall be that the man whom the Lord doth choose, he shall be holy. Ye take too much upon you, ye sons of Levi. And Moses said unto Korah, hear, I pray you, ye sons of Levi, seemeth it but a small thing unto you, that the God of Israel has separated you from the congregation of Israel, to bring you near to himself to do the service of the tabernacle of the Lord, and to stand before the congregation to minister unto him. And he hath brought thee near to him, and all thy brethren, the sons of Levi, with thee. And seek ye the priesthood also.
You being greedy. You want it all, huh? Come on.
For which cause both thou and all thy company are gathered together against the Lord.
Now you against the Lord. Go ahead.
And what is Aaron, that ye murmur against him? And Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, which said, we will not come up. Is it a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of the land that floweth with milk and honey, to kill us in the wilderness?
Oh man. The rebels in the house. Come on.
Except thou make thyself altogether a prince over us. Moreover, thou hast not brought us into a land that floweth with milk and honey, or given us inheritance of fields and vineyards. Wilt thou put out the eyes of the men? We will not come up. And Moses was very wroth, and said unto the Lord, respect not thou their offering. I have not taken one ass from them, neither have I hurt one of them. And Moses said unto Korah, be thou and all thy company before the Lord, thou and they and Aaron tomorrow, and take every man his censer, and put incense in them, and bring ye before the Lord every man his censer, 250 censers, 250 censers, thou also, and Aaron, each of you his censer. And they took every man his censer, and put fire in them, and laid incense thereon, and stood in the door of the tabernacle of the congregation with Moses and Aaron. And Korah gathered all the congregation against them unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the glory of the Lord appeared unto all the congregation. And the Lord spake unto Moses, unto Aaron, saying, separate yourself from among this congregation.
Sacrifice time. Come on.
That I may consume them in a moment.
Ooh.
And they fell upon their face and said, O God, the God of the spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin, and wilt thou be wroth with all the congregation? And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the congregation, saying, get you up from about the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. And Moses rose up and went unto Dathan and Abiram, and elders of Israel followed him. And he spake unto the congregation, saying, depart, I pray you, from the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be consumed in all their sins.
Y'all better get from around them.
Right.
Hurry up and get from around them.
Put them drinks down.
What's going
Just
on?
like in Revelation 18, he tells us to get away from that guy of Babylon.
Yeah, we read earlier. Don't be taking part with devils.
Right. Y'all was giving you a chance to repent. Y'all, you don't devil just come. Y'all just warn you before destruction.
And we all got that spirit of discernment. You know when something ain't right.
Exactly.
When somebody ain't moving right.
Right.
You gonna respect that man so much you just gonna ignore what he doing and keep on hanging?
No.
You setting yourself up. Go ahead.
Verse 27. So they get up from the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram on every side. And Dathan and Abiram came out and stood in the door of their tents, and their wives, and their sons, and their little children. And Moses said, hereby ye shall know that the Lord hath sent me to do all these works. For I have not done them of my own mind. If these men die the common death of all men, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, then the Lord have not sent me. But if the Lord make a new thing,
A new thing.
and the earth open her mouth, and swallow them up, with all the appertain unto them, and they go down quick into the pit, then ye shall understand that these men have provoked the Lord.
They got sinkholes in Florida now. That's what this is, a sinkhole, right?
Right.
Swallow them on up. And all they stuff. What they doing in Florida? They provoking the Most High. He opening the ground up on them.
Yes, sir.
Sending hurricanes over there. Then we getting provoked here too. Look at what we got going on. Babies dying every day.
Right.
Every day.
Man, come on, y'all.
Verse 31. And it came to pass, as he had made an end of speaking all these words, that the ground clave asunder that was under them, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their houses, and all the men that appertain unto Korah, and all their goods. They and all their appertain to them went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them, and they perished from among the congregation.
So this is an open and closed sinkhole.
Right.
Right. It open, swallow you up, and then close back.
Closed back on you.
You through. Come on.
And all Israel that were round about them fled at the cry of them. For they said, lest the earth swallow us up also. And there came out a fire from the Lord and consumed the 250 men that offered incense. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, that he take up the censers out of the burning, and scatter thou the fire yonder, for they are hollow. The censers of these sinners against their own souls.
The censures of these sinners against their own souls.
I got a question. Verse 35, where did fire come from? I mean, it came from the Most High, so it came out of the sky.
It said if fire came down, where else you needed to come from?
Out.
Yeah. And it said from the Lord.
Came out from the Lord.
Fire just shot out the sky.
Yeah.
Or it could have been spontaneously burst in flames. You never know. Right.
It could have just been spontaneously right there.
Right.
Because he can do whatever he opened up the ground and swallowed up all of them and their goods and then closed it.
Right.
Come on now. He can do whatever he want to do. Ain't nothing impossible.
That's right.
Ain't nothing impossible. That's the stuff they don't teach us. That's why we ain't got no fear.
We got the fear of the Most High.
Fear the Lord.
Right.
Come on.
Verse 38. The censors of these sinners against their own souls. Let them make them broad plates for a covering of the altar. For they offered them before the Lord. Therefore they are hollow. And they shall be a sign unto the children of Israel. And Eleazar the priest took the brazen censer wherewith they that were burnt had offered. And they were made broad plates for a covering of the altar, to be a memorial unto the children of Israel, that no stranger, which is not of the seed of Aaron, come near to the offer incense before the Lord, that he be not as Korah, and as his company, as the Lord said to him by the hand of Moses. But on the morrow, all the congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron.
There they go again.
Murmuring.
There they go again.
That's just somebody get swallowed up whole. That pretty much done.
You saw some murmurers get swallowed up, and now you murmur. You should have stayed over there with them.
Crazy.
Come on.
Saying, ye have killed the people of the Lord.
Now you feeling sorry for them. Come on.
And it came to pass, when the congregation was gathered against Moses and against Aaron, that they looked toward the tabernacle of the congregation, and behold, the cloud covered it, and the glory of the Lord appeared.
Now they should start shaking now. Go ahead.
And Moses and Aaron came before the tabernacle of the congregation. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, get you up from amongst this congregation, that I may consume them as in a moment. And they fell upon their faces.
Knew what was coming.
And Moses said unto Aaron, take a censer, and put fire therein from off the altar, and put on incense, and go quickly unto the congregation, and make an atonement for them. For there is wrath gone out from the Lord. The plague is begun. And Aaron took as Moses commanded, and ran into the midst of the congregation. And behold, the plague was begun among the people. And he put on incense, and made an atonement for the people. And he stood between the dead and the living, and the plague was stayed. Now they that died in the plague were 14,700, besides them that died about the matter of Korah.
Besides them that saw the sinkhole. Man. Come on.
Verse 50. And Aaron returned unto Moses unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the plague was stayed.
See what murmuring gets you? Let's go to Numbers 11 now. Numbers 11, then we're going to hit the Apocrypha Wisdom of Solomon 15.
Gotcha.
Right now, Numbers 11. Yeah. Man. All that murmuring and talking and back talking and clowning.
Then it just shows you how, like, you know what I'm saying, you can get caught up in going with the pride.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you really gotta ask yourself the question, like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Because you, as you can see, like, you know, these influential men had a sway on the people. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord say, you know, though the wicked join hand in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. And he gave them an opportunity. He was like, hey, y'all remove yourselves from the company of them. You know what I'm saying? Because all of them about to get destroyed. So you really got to check what you're doing out here and make sure, you know what I'm saying, you studying to show yourself approval.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not, you can just get caught up and be following a blind leader. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, excellent scripture, bro.
Yep. It was a bunch of respecter of men that went down with them.
Exactly.
Huh? The men was going against the Most High, putting out them words, and people was following them. Instead of studying for themselves. We ride with you. All right.
And then
Sinkhole for two.
then the funny thing is, the Most High showed that he was with Moses. You know what I'm saying? Like Dathan and Korah, and the Most High didn't prove that he was with them. So why are you rolling with them anyway?
Right.
He just stopped them Egyptians from smiting y'all.
Exactly.
Y'all walked through that sea on dry ground. And then them Egyptians got drowned under Moses' guidance.
Right.
But now you listening to Corey.
He was like, what have you done for me lately?
That's almost like in church.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. Before you came here, I said we act just like them in the church. Somebody told me that. Y'all act just like Christians.
But it's also when the scriptures tell them that the laws are done away with.
Yeah.
It sticks in their mind that they don't have to take them on.
Yeah. And that causes us to pick and choose what we want to do. Because we all ain't going stealing. So you still keeping the law.
Right.
But you picking and choosing on the other end what you want to do and what you ain't gonna do. You supposed to Matthew 18 with a brother you got a problem with. And not write a post on Facebook about it. Sneak dissing.
Right.
He know it's him. He over there burning up. But if I reply, then everybody gonna know it was me. See this confusion. Come on, man. Numbers 11.
Numbers 11. All right, Numbers 11, verse 1. And when the people complained, it displeased the Lord. And the Lord heard it, and his anger was kindled. And the fire of the Lord burnt among them, and consumed them that were in the uttermost parts of the camp.
So he was just tearing them up. They was out there rebelling and clowning, and he was tearing them up, and people were still rebelling and clowning. Sound like us.
Yeah.
Come on.
Right. And the people cried unto Moses. And when Moses prayed unto the Lord, the fire was quenched. And he called the name of the place Taberah, because of the fire of the Lord burnt among them. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting. And the children of Israel also wept again, and said, who shall give us flesh to eat?
Here they go.
We remember the flesh which we did eat in Egypt freely.
You must have read something wrong.
Fish, I should have said fish. We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers, and the melons, and the leeks, and the onions, and the garlic. But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all besides this manna.
Now they murmuring and complaining.
Wait a minute, can you imagine? Don't it taste like whatever you want it to be?
Yeah, but still, we a stiff-necked, hard-necked people.
Complain.
Huh? We ain't satisfied with stuff like that. I don't want to imagine it to be a burger. Come on.
But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all besides this manna before our eyes. And the manna was a coriander seed, and the color thereof as the color of delium. And the people went about and gathered it and ground it in mills and beat it in a mortar and baked it in a pan and made cakes of it, and the taste of it was as the taste of fresh oil. And when the dew fell upon the camp in the night, the manna fell upon it. Then Moses heard the people weep throughout their families, every man in the door of his tent. And the anger of the Lord was kindled greatly. Moses also was displeased. And Moses said unto the Lord, wherefore hast thou afflicted thy servant? And wherefore have I not found favor in thy sight, that thou layest the burden of all this people upon me? Have I conceived all this people?
Moses feeling the pressure.
Right. Have I begotten them, that thou shouldest say unto me, carry them in thy bosom, as a nursing father beareth the suckling child unto the land which thou swearest unto their fathers? When should I have flesh to give unto all this people?
They want some meat. We need some flesh. Tired of this matter of bread.
For they weep unto me, saying, give us flesh, that we may eat. I am not able to bear all this people alone, because it is too heavy for me.
They got impossible whoppers, but they want the real one. Come on.
And if thou deal thus with me, kill me, I pray thee, out of hand, if I have found favor in thy sight, and let me not see my wretchedness. And the Lord said unto Moses, gather unto me 70 men of elders of Israel, whom thou knowest to be elders of the people, and officers over them, and bring them unto the tabernacle of the congregation, that they may stand there with thee. And I will come down and talk with thee there. And I will take of the Spirit which is upon thee, and will put it upon them. And they shall bear the burden of the people with thee, that thou bear it not thyself alone. And say thou unto the people, sanctify yourself against tomorrow, and ye shall eat flesh. For ye have wept in the ears of the Lord, saying, who shall give us flesh to eat? For it was well with us in Egypt. Therefore the Lord will give you flesh, and ye shall eat. Ye shall not eat 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, neither 10 days, nor 20 days, but even a whole month, until it come out at your nostrils.
Now see, look what you wanting some flesh gonna get you. He gonna give you so much, it's gonna come out your nostrils. Oh, that's what you want? Okay, you murmuring against my manna? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna give you some flesh to eat. Come on, read what happens.
And it be loathsome unto you, because that ye have despised the Lord which is among you, and have wept before him, saying, why came we forth out of Egypt? And Moses said, the people amongst whom I am are 600,000 footmen. And thou hast said, I will give them flesh, that they may eat a whole month. Shall the flocks and the herd be slain for them, to suffice them? Or shall all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them, to suffice them?
He worried because he like, this 600,000 folks.
There's a lot of
you finna
people.
get them flesh? We ain't got enough flocks for that. Well, we ain't gonna have nothing left. Come on.
And the Lord said unto Moses, is the Lord's hand waxed short? Thou shalt see now whether my word shall come to pass unto thee or not.
I told you, so I'm gonna make it happen.
That's right.
Huh? He's sitting up here doubting right there. How you gonna do this, Lord? We gonna eat up all these? He said it was gonna happen. Go tell him what he said.
That's right.
Come on.
Yeah, he ain't gonna run out like the Popeye chicken sandwich. Verse 24.
I thought that sandwich was dead.
And Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord, and gathered the 70 men of the elders of the people, and set them round about the tabernacle. And the Lord came down in a cloud, and spake unto him, and took of the Spirit that was upon him, and gave it unto the 70 elders. And it came to pass that when the Spirit rested upon them, they prophesied and did not cease. But there remained 2 of the men in the camp. The name of the one was Eldad, and the name of the other Medad. And the Spirit rested upon them, and they were of them that were written, but went not out unto the tabernacle, and they prophesied in the camp. And there ran a young man, and told Moses, and said, Eldad and Medad do prophesy in the camp. And Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of Moses, one of his young men answered and said, My lord Moses, forbid them. And Moses said unto him, Enviest thou for my sake? Would God that all the Lord's people were prophets, and the Lord would put his spirit upon them. And Moses gat him into the camp, he and the elders of Israel. And there went forth a wind from the Lord, and brought quail from the sea, and let them fall by the camp, as it were a day's journey on this side. And as it were a day's journey on the other side, round about the camp, and as it were 2 cubits high upon the face of the earth. And the people stood up all that day, and all that night, and all the next day, and they gathered the quails. He that gathered least gathered 10 homers, and they spread them all abroad for themselves round about the camp. And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague. And he called the name of that place Kibroth Hattava, because there they buried the people that lusted. And the people journeyed from Kibroth Hattava unto Hazeroth, and abode in Hazeroth, at Hazeroth. That's it for
He smoked them with a mouthful of meat. Wow. You lusting after this meat that bad? Okay. I'm gonna make sure you get your fill.
Right.
Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha, chapter 15. I'm gonna make sure you get your fill since you want to go against me.
Right.
For those that ain't got the Apocrypha, he putting it up on the board right now.
I had it. Already pulled up. It went away. I don't know what happened. It's the second time. All the scripts on the thing went away once. I'm like, what's going on here? I ain't afraid of you. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15.
Israel ain't never satisfied.
Never satisfied.
See the miracles happening right in front of them, boy. I just can't understand it, man. You know, we live in the show me state. We make you show and prove here. But he done showed, and showed. These niggas still ain't satisfied.
Hey, not all of us here make you show and prove either. Some of us will follow
I was
somebody.
just about to say, you right. They will follow.
They will follow somebody else.
Yeah. For real, man.
Might add to that, bring it full in modern day. You know, they want us to walk them 13 steps and accept that mark of peace and eat some beans and all this back on that manna bread.
Exactly.
Right. It's spoken in the script.
Right.
Real. Bring on the manna.
Yes, sir.
Just think, y'all, like if we read earlier, those of us that are over 20,
Right. Y'all ain't got a chance.
that's almost this whole room, man. We be falling by the wayside before we get there. Come on, let's yeah, I'm there.
It's up on the board for those that ain't got it. It ain't in a regular 66. Yeah.
It's in the 1611.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not in the
Original 1611 is in there.
right.
All right, the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, going to verse 1.
It's in here. It would be in this whole thing, but these words kind of little. You know, somebody like me, you know, I had to ask Ariel, let me use his readers.
I can't even see it with my reading.
Come on.
All right, the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 1. But thou, O Yahweh, art gracious and true, long-suffering, and in mercy ordering all things. For if we sin, we are thine, knowing thy power, but we will not sin, knowing that we are counted thine.
That's right.
For to know thee is perfect righteousness. Yeah, to know thy power is the root of immortality.
The root of immortality. That's the game, ain't it? Because we gonna live forever, but where you gonna live at? That's where we trying to get to.
Yes, sir.
You wanna be under that constant sweat? Or that constant shalom? That's the immortality we trying to get to.
Yes,
I don't know about you. I don't like it when it's hot.
Right, I get a little too high, I start panicking.
Come on.
All right, verse 4. For neither did the mischievous invention of men deceive us, nor an image spotted with divers colors, the painter's fruitless labor.
A mischievous invention, huh? It deceived us for a long time, didn't it?
Yes, sir.
We ain't sleep no more.
That's right.
Come on.
Verse 5. The sight whereof enticeth fools to lust after it, and so they desire the form of a dead image that hath no breath. Ooh, I should have used this in my class. At verse 6.
You should have hollered at me, man. We could have worked something out. But I told you that day that a lot, because this is the class I had that day, and I told you a lot of my scriptures going with what you had.
Man.
Come on.
Verse 6. Both they that make them, they that desire them, and they that worship them are lovers of evil things, and are worthy to have such things to trust upon.
He say you worthy to trust upon that thing. Huh? You want to love that picture of white Jesus? Or that idol? That cross? It's a whole lot of different things. Money?
Right.
You deserve to trust in that. Woo. That don't sound like it's gonna be good for you. Come on.
Verse 7. For the potter, tempering soft earth, fashioneth every vessel with much labor for our service. Yeah, of the same clay he maketh both the vessels that serve for clean uses, and likewise also all such as serve to the contrary.
So he making plates and bowls for us to use with this clay, but he also making idols. He making idols for people to worship.
Yeah.
Come on, let's read what happened.
But what is the use of either sort? The potter himself is the judge. And employing his labor lewdly, he maketh a vain god of the same clay, even he which a little before was made of earth himself, and within a little while after returneth to the same, out of which he was taken, when his life which was lent to him shall be demanded.
Now the Most High gave you power to make this vessel. And then you give the vessel the power as your God. That don't make no sense.
None at all.
You can't make yourself.
He said y'all both going back to the same place.
Man,
Y'all
the
both
earth.
going back to the same place.
Dirt chasing dust. Come on.
Verse 9. Notwithstanding his care is, not that he shall have much labor, nor that his life is short, but striveth to excel goldsmiths and silversmiths, and endeavoreth to do like the workers in brass, and counted it his glory to make counterfeit things.
It's his glory to make counterfeit things. Things that can't save you, he glorifying and saving them and giving them to you. He know you looking forward to be an idol. You gonna worship this. And he making it for you anyway. Come on.
Verse 10. His heart is ashes, his hope is more vile than earth, his life of less value than clay. For as much as he knew not his maker, and him that inspired into him an active soul, and breathed in a living spirit. But they counted our life a pastime, and our time here a market for gain. For say they, we must be getting every way, though it be by evil means.
So they gonna get it by any means necessary.
Got to get that money.
Let's get that paper. I don't care who out there, I'm doing it. Huh? That ain't morally correct.
Not at all.
Come on.
Verse 13. For this man, that of earthly matter maketh brittle vessels and graven images, knoweth himself to offend above all others.
So he know he offending the Most High. They just participate. They following another man, but he know what they doing and steadily helping them. Come on.
Verse 14. And all the enemies of thy people that hold them in subjection are most foolish and are more miserable than very babes. For they counted all the idols of the heathen to be gods, which neither have the use of eyes to see, nor noses to draw breath, nor ears to hear, nor fingers of hands to handle. And as for their feet, they are slow to go. For man made them, and he that borrowed his own spirit fashioned them. But no man can make a God like unto himself.
I think I'm gonna make my power. I'm gonna make me a savior. How you do that? That's taken away from the one that made you.
Right.
Come on.
Verse 17. For being mortal, he worketh a dead thing with wicked hands. For he himself is better than the thing which he worshipeth. Whereas he lived one, but they never. Yeah, they worship those beasts also that are most hateful. For being compared together, some were worse than others. Neither are they beautiful, so much as to be desired in respect of beasts, that they went without the praise of Yahweh and his blessing.
They went without the praise of Yahweh just to make some idols, to make some money. I got to get this money, man. They want it, I'm making it for them. I know it don't do them no good, but I'm making it anyway.
That's why
because they paying.
The love of money is the root of all evil.
Yeah, you done made the money your idol. Right. So now you making them idols so you can get to your idol.
Yeah, because you will do wickedness just to get it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
Ecclesiastes 8, not the Apocrypha, the other Ecclesiastes.
I just ran across this back in the Apocrypha where you go on. In Wisdom of Solomon 1, verse 10 and 11, we've been talking about money.
Wisdom of Solomon, verse 1.
Chapter 1, 10 and
Chapter
11.
1, 10 and 11.
I'm going to read that right quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 10. For the ear of jealousy heareth all things, and the noise of murmurings is not hid. Verse 11. Therefore beware of murmuring, which is unprofitable, and refrain your tongue from backbiting. For there is no word so secret that shall go for naught, and the mouth that belieth slayeth the soul.
That was an excellent script. Like you say, don't be murmuring. The murmuring ain't no good for you.
Not at all.
Talking behind people's back. Where Matthew 18 at in any of that? It just did it again. All the scripts just disappeared again. We're going to Ecclesiastes 8. I guess I got to start writing all this again.
Ecclesiastes
1 through 13. Then we're going to hit Proverbs 4.
Chapter 8, starting at verse 1.
Shabbat shalom.
Come on, we're in. We got it.
All right, Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 1. Who is as the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretation of a thing? A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed. I counsel thee to keep the king's commandment, and that in regard of the oath of Yahweh. Be not hasty to go out of his sight. Stand not in an evil thing, for he doeth whatsoever pleaseth him. Where the word of a king is, there is power. And who may say unto him, what doest thou? Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing.
Say that again.
Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing. And a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment.
So that's something we need to, again, you have to say, what are you doing to yourself? Because if you feeling evil things and things keep coming on you, the Most High correcting you for something. You going through that for a reason. You could have had a simple thought that you didn't stump out. You let it manifest itself a little bit. Yeah, you didn't put your hand to it, but you thought about it for 2 hours.
And now you back it up and say a wise man's heart, you know what I'm saying, discern both the time and the judgment.
That's
you know
right.
What I'm saying? So if you're going through some evil things like you was just saying, you know what I'm saying, you need to be able to discern what are you going through it for. You know what I'm saying? It might have been something that you did.
Where did I go wrong with?
Exactly.
What you got, Theo?
Sin within itself is bondage. Yeah, but you committed the sin and then your spirit just down,
Yeah.
you know, weighing you down.
Oh, yeah.
The sin itself is bondage. In itself, but your spirit.
Unless you proud, those proud, they don't do it to them. They hold their head up.
Right.
But if you humble and meek and keeping these scripts, anytime you do wrong, it's gonna make you feel bad. It's just what you gonna do with that. You gonna correct the matter, or you gonna find a way to feel comfortable in that sin so that you can keep doing it. Nah, man, you better fix it. Come on.
Verse 6. Because to every purpose there is time and judgment. Therefore the misery of man is great upon him. For he knoweth not that which shall be. For who can tell him when it shall be?
See, that's a worry. What we gonna eat tomorrow? But the Most High feeding people, feeding birds, gave them manna. I know He always made a way for me. Even when I was struggling, I still had what I needed to survive. I just didn't have my wants. But my needs were met. So what was I complaining for? What was I murmuring for? Come on.
Verse 8. There is no man that hath power over the spirit to retain the spirit. Neither hath he power in the day of death. And there is no discharge in that war. Neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it.
So the wicked can't even deliver you from death. But you gonna trust in the wicked?
Right, because he can't even save his own soul.
Can't save his own soul.
So how you gonna save you?
But you gonna trust in that man?
Right.
You better get you some get right. Come on.
Verse 9. All this have I seen, and applied my heart unto every work that is done under the sun. There is a time wherein no one man ruleth over another to his own hurt.
See, so you can, if you ruling over somebody, you can rule over them to your own hurt. Who wants that? I got enough dealing with me. Now I got to worry about what I'm doing to you. No, you better sit on your own bottom, brother. Come on.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? Come on.
Verse 10. And so I saw the wicked buried, who had come and gone from the place of the holy, and they were forgotten in the city where they had so done. This also is vanity. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Nah, we gonna read that one again. Y'all really got to slow down and read that one again.
Verse 11 again. Because the sentence against an evil word is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
No, ain't nothing gonna happen to me for this.
Right.
That's like we were saying, when he put you through something, you did something along the way. You just thought you got away with it.
Right.
He might didn't bring it on you till later on in life, but he gonna bring it back to your remembrance.
Been eating pork all this time.
Not the pork. That's an easy fight.
Right. Should
Come on.
Verse
Should be.
12. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear Yahweh, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days.
See, now we worried about prolonging the days on this earth. This is a vapor. This ain't nothing. 1,000 years here is a day with the Most High. So we ain't here but that long. But we rather dwell here and cherish this flesh that keep on failing me, keep trying to send me to the left. No, this ain't living, or living the best life, as they say.
Right.
Come on.
Verse 13. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before Yahweh. There is a vanity which is done upon the earth, that there be just men, unto whom it happeneth according to the work of the wicked. Again, there be wicked men, to whom it happeneth according to the work of the righteous. I said that this also is vanity. Then I commended murder, because a man hath no better thing under the sun than to eat and to drink and to be merry.
See, so we supposed to enjoy the fruits of our labor, but this earth teach you to take it too far.
Do what thou wilt.
Do what you will. Let's turn up. I'm finna pop out. What does that mean anyway?
I was just gonna ask you that.
You know, pop out? What?
Pop out.
You gonna bust through the door or something? Or what is pop out? Come on.
It says, for that shall abide with him of his labor the days of his life, which Yahweh giveth him under the sun. Verse 16. When I apply my heart to know wisdom, and to see the business that is done upon the earth. For also there is that neither day nor night seeth sleep with his eyes.
All right, we're going Proverbs 4 now. Proverbs chapter 4. Get some more understanding, and let's continue to ask ourselves every day, what are you doing? What are you doing it for? You wasting time on something? Even if it's lawful. How much time you want to give that unlawful thing? I mean, that lawful thing that is not edifying. Because shouldn't we be, what's wrong, you getting high?
Yeah, you take, yeah. All right. We're gonna be reading in the book of Proverbs in the 4th chapter. Start our reading at verse 1. I tarry for you, my brother. You good? Everybody there? The book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and verse 1. Let's get some understanding, family. Hear, ye children, the instruction of a father, and attend to no understanding. For I give you good doctrine. Forsake ye not my law. For I was my father's son, tender, and only beloved in the sight of my mother. He taught me also, and said unto me, let thine heart retain my words. Keep my commandments and live.
Oh, say that again.
Keep my commandments and live. Get wisdom, get understanding. Forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding.
What are you doing? You getting wisdom, or you getting folly? You turning up and popping out, or you trying to get wisdom to help get to that kingdom? Because it's a process. Every day we learn.
That's right.
It ain't no cutoff time. Oh, I know I'm a brew now. I'm good. You finna go through it now. Come on.
Verse 8, exalt her, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring thee to honor when thou dost embrace her. She shall give to thine head an ornament of grace. A crown of glory shall she deliver to thee.
Who don't want that?
Hear, O my son, and receive my sayings, and the years of thy life shall be many. I have taught thee in the way of wisdom. I have led thee in right paths. When thou goest, thy steps shall not be straitened. And when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble. Take fast hold of instruction. Let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life. Enter not into the path of the wicked.
Say that again.
I was about to. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it. Pass not by it. Turn from it and pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall.
See, they can put that on you, then they can sleep better. Oh, we got him to do it. We cool now.
Right.
I can rest easy tonight. I ain't have to do it. They done corrupted you, but you being around people that are evil and wicked, it's gonna spew on to you.
Yes, sir.
If you think you just finna hang out and you ain't gonna do nothing wicked, and you hanging with wicked people,
Trust.
you better think again.
Right.
Every time I did something wrong, I was around somebody else doing something wrong. Not every time. Sometimes I was solo. And so I can't put all of it on somebody else, but a lot of them times it was just because I was around them. And I said, all right, come on. And then afterwards, I'm at home feeling bad. Like, damn, we shouldn't have did that.
Right. Verse 17. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. But the path of the just is as the shining light, that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble. My son, attend to my words. Incline thine ear unto my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes. Keep them in the midst of thine heart. For they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh.
Who don't want that?
Keep thy heart with all diligence.
Keep your mind. Your heart is your mind, your thoughts.
Right.
The intent of your heart comes from up here. You think about what your heart desires. Your heart ain't doing that, it's your mind. Come on.
Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Put away from thee a froward mouth, and perverse lips put far from thee. Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Ponder the path of thy feet.
Ponder the path. So you got to let the Most High guide you. You can't just be popping out to something like we read earlier. If someone invites you, bids you to a feast and you to be disposed to go, did you converse with the Most High about that feast? Huh? If not, and you get there and they put a plate of swine in front of you, what you gonna do then? See, if you just pondered with the Most High, he said, no, that ain't for you, partner.
Right.
You need to go and stay home. I don't know. I know you ain't seen your cousin in a while. Or go after the dinner served, huh? Where you ain't gotta eat the food, but still get to see your family member. Because that food is where the corruption comes. You notice through all these wicked pagan days, is some eating going on. Through all our feast days, is eating going on, except for Day of Atonement. But you eating of this, so you still eating.
Exactly. Right. Right.
Come on.
Verse 26 again. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. Turn not to the right hand, nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil.
Remove thy foot from evil. The Most High give you that spirit of discernment. You know when it ain't right. I got some family members live on the block in the city. They ain't seen me, because I know what goes on that block.
Right.
And they gonna be expecting me to act just like I used to act. And it ain't going down. It's Romans 9, 1-8. That show what they expect now, man. You used to get down with us.
You got a question?
On verse 14, it says, enter not to the path of the wicked and go not into the way of the wicked. It draws to mind Psalm 1:1. Best of the man walking out in the counsel of ungodly.
Yeah, stand in the way of sinners. Yeah, that's right.
Standing in the city.
Yeah, it's gonna get on you.
So basically, we can't even entertain a lot of unsaved people.
Right.
You know, we not on their level. They don't have the same. They don't have the same, as you stated before. They don't have the same thoughts.
Right, and we have to understand we're in a spiritual war. Right. This war is spiritual more than fleshly.
Right.
So when you around them spirits are around you. So now you got to try to keep all that from getting in. For what? When you can just go home.
Right. Yeah, that's why in verse 26 he said ponder. That means
ponder your path. Ponder the paths of your feet.
You just can't be moving out here. Sometimes you gotta sit back and you gotta think about what you're doing, or you'll just end up in a situation that you don't want to be in.
Yeah.
Because he say, ponder the path of your feet. You know what I'm saying? Let all your ways be established. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Romans 9,
What you got, Theo?
1-8.
Laying back on it, the spirit leads you to all truth. So a lot of times it used to be, we know that everything is lawful to go to places, but not necessarily expedient.
Right. Who you gonna edify when you up in there?
Exactly.
Right.
Or you going there to edify, or you just miss your cousin that you ain't seen in a while?
Right. To invite him out to one. But the spirit leads you to not even put yourself in situations where you could see it. So that's maturity. A lot of times people just go see how far they can push the envelope, and without breaking the commandment. And like I said, Satan take the occasion by commandment. Having sin, slew me because I was putting myself in a situation.
Yeah.
The spirit gonna lead you to just don't even go there. Just don't even stay away from it. You keep in that area. Like I couldn't go to a strip club. There's gonna be some sin going on, right? You know what I'm saying? It's not going. You know what I'm saying? It's not edification. Certain music I don't listen to because it's not really edification. Even though I could, but it ain't helping. I literally listen to some.
It's inspiring you. That's what it's doing.
It make you angry. It make you, don't care about nobody. Like,
that's why he told you to guard your heart with all diligence.
We're going to be reading in the book of Romans, in the 9th chapter. I'm going to start our reading at verse 1.
You say what you got going to 0.5 or something?
Everybody there, wait on yourself. Yeah, not around at verse 1.
You looking for 0.5?
I'm waiting on you.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I tarry for my family.
I got you. I thought you was trying to find that 0.5. I'm gonna show him it does exist.
The book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 1. Let's get some understanding, y'all. I say the truth in Hamashiach. I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Ghost.
See, that's what we was talking about. Your conscience. Your conscience tell you when you tripping. Your conscience bear witness against you. You know that, don't you? When you in judgment, they're gonna ask you a question and you're gonna tell on yourself. You ain't gonna be able to deny it. Yes, I did that. Yes, I did that. Yes, I did that. Boy, that could be a long night, bro. Come on.
Verse 2. That I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of Yah, and the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Hamashiach came, who is over all. Yah blessed forever. Amen. Not as though the word of Yah had taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel.
Oh, you gotta read that one again.
Not as though the word of Yah hath taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel.
The wheat and the tares coming up together, y'all. Right. So everybody that's claiming Israel ain't Israel.
That's right.
Got to check spirit.
You got to check their spirit, check their movement. Watch them. Just watch how they move. That's all you got to do. Watch how they move. You ain't even got to go challenge them on that. You see they moving off, okay. I'm gonna stay away from them. I don't even want none of that on me.
Right.
And that's it. It ain't got to be no fight, no war. I ain't heard from you, bro. I don't like the way you're moving, bro. I'm trying to keep myself together. I'm falling weak to my flesh, so I can't have no other influence helping me with that.
I can't be around you.
Come on.
Kick it. Verse 7. Neither, because they are the seed of Abraham, are they all children. But in Isaac shall thy seed be called. That is, they which are the children of the flesh. These are not the children of Yah, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
Oh, praises. Those that are the flesh are not the children of the Most High. Huh? It's in James chapter 5, 1 through 12. You operating after the flesh, you ain't of the Most High. Period. Point blank. Ain't nothing else to say. How else can we slice that? How can you compromise that one? You can't.
Those that obey the flesh are in what, enmity?
Enmity. You don't belong to me. Get thee away from here.
He said the flesh cannot submit itself to the Lord.
James chapter 5, 1 through 12.
Chapter 5.
Then we're going to hit the Apocrypha again, second Ezra.
Yes, all right. All right, we're in the book of James, chapter 5, verse 1.
This is for the prosperity brethren. Those that think they can buy their way into the heaven. It's not going to happen. Come on.
All right, verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you.
Now, I ain't never seen no rusty gold, but apparently your gold gon' rust. Huh? But you want to trust in that? You want to pop your chain? They like that. No, come on, man.
And shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days.
Now you got all this stuff stockpiled for the last days. What you gonna do with it? You can't take it with you? Come on.
Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, prior. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Sabaoth. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth, and being wanting, ye have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waited for the precious fruit of the earth.
He waiting for the precious fruit of the earth.
That's right.
And have long patience for it, until he receive the early and latter rain.
Long patience for it. That means all y'all over 20, walking in the wilderness, he waiting on you to fall. So you better make sure your heart and your mind right.
That's right.
Come on.
Be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. Grudge not one against another.
What?
Grudge not one against another.
Man, that can't be in the script, because I see Israelites doing this all the time. Wait a minute, read that again. That ain't saying that. It can't be.
Grudge not one against another. Brethren, lest ye be condemned. Behold, the judge standeth before the door. Take, my brethren, the prophet, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord.
Go on, read that out too.
That the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. But above all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, neither by the earth, neither by any other oath. But let your yea be yea, and your nay, nay, lest ye fall into condemnation.
Yeah, he said by any other oath, so that means people who do the sword tears of eternity.
Yeah, we ain't supposed to have no oath with nobody but the Most High. With nobody. That oath as a lawyer, we ain't supposed to do none of that. But you know this world go against the Most High, right? Because they got oaths everywhere. You got a church of covenant in these Christian churches.
You got a church of covenant.
Yeah, that's an oath. That's an oath. We're going to abide by these rules to worship in this house. That's an oath. I do solemnly swear that I will provide protection to the citizens of the United States. That's an oath. Cops take oaths. Judges take oaths. The president takes an oath. They got oaths for everybody. Want some money?
Take an oath.
Take an oath.
Come on.
Verse 13. Is any among you afflicted? Let him pray. Is any merry? Let him sing songs. Is any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church, and let them pray over him, anointing him with oil in the name of the Lord. And the prayer of faith shall save the sick, and the Lord shall raise him up. And if he have committed sin, they shall be forgiven.
Now, it says the prayer of the faith gonna do these things. You gotta have faith. Oh, he ain't gonna heal me, but you got all these people praying for your healing. But you think the Most High finna heal you? And you sitting there looking at them like, I don't know what they doing. Come on now.
Verse 16. Confess your faults one to another, and pray one for another, that ye may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Elias was a man subject to like passions as we are. And he prayed earnestly that it might not rain. And it rained not on the earth by the space of 3 years and 6 months. And he prayed again. And the heaven gave rain, and the earth brought forth her fruit. Brethren, if any of you do err from the truth, and one convert him, let him know that he which converteth the sinner from the error of his ways shall save a soul from death, and shall hide a multitude of sins.
Now, if you can just have faith and be saved, then why do you need to have a multitude of your sins taken away by helping convert somebody else? What would that be there for if faith is all you need?
Right.
That means you got to go do some work.
Right.
There's some souls that need to be hearing this word.
Right.
And you need to be giving it to them. Not just gathering it up and keeping it in the napkin till he comes. we know what that story is like, don't we? Those who multiplied it were the ones who got rewarded. Not those who kept it held up. All right, let's hit James chapter 5. James chapter 5. Oh, my bad. I'm tripping.
Like, man, hold up, man. I just need
My bad. I ain't got my finger on my paper, or I'm marking them off. Yeah, second. Y'all can see on the board. What y'all even talking to me for? Let me pull that up. Hopefully, I won't lose this page this time when I come back, like I did the last time.
It's all good, man. Second Ezra chapter 8, 1 through 17.
Okay.
All right, just let me know.
Second Ezra chapter 8, 1 through 17.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, we're in Second Ezra out of the Apocrypha, chapter 8, verse 1.
Give me one more second, I ain't there yet.
Oh, you ain't there yet? Yeah, 1 through 17.
Any day now.
Okay, oh, you almost done.
Yeah, I'm scrolling. You can't just go straight to the chapter. You gotta go to chapter 1 and then scroll to 8.
Gotcha.
Two more chapters.
You're gonna tear it for you.
Give us for this slight delay. We're working with electronic gadgets, and they don't necessarily want to cooperate. Did you say hideous?
Man-made devices.
Always one, ain't it?
There's always one, boy, Israel.
Turn the lights off, lump them up real quick.
Now see, you trying to turn me into the old me.
Here you go.
Yeah, go back.
There you go, murmuring.
Yeah, murmuring. Yeah, got me ready to
Oh,
go.
Lord, forgive me.
Come on. We're in chapter 8 now. We're there now, all that are. Thank you for your patience.
Those that were.
We appreciate it.
All right, we're in chapter 8. Let's get it. Verse 1. And he answered me, saying, the Most High hath made the world for many, but the world to come for few.
Uh-oh.
I will tell thee a similitude, as when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee, that it giveth much mold, whereof earthen vessels are made. But little dust that gold cometh of. Even so is the course of this present world. There be many created, but few shall be saved.
But how is all these Christians saying they saved? How they know them numbers? Come on.
So answer I and said, swallow then down, O my soul, understanding and devour wisdom.
Swallow them down. Understanding and wisdom. That's what can help you get to that immortality we was talking about. That good immortality instead of that flaming immortality. Because believe it or not, you gonna live forever.
Yes, sir.
This flesh gonna fade away and you gonna live forever. But where you gonna live at? That's what this flesh is here testing you for.
Yes, sir.
That's the test we under. That's what we gotta prove ourselves for. Worthy to be in that kingdom. Because our forefathers went off. So that means we got the blood to go off. And I know everybody ain't in here ain't innocent.
Right.
Huh?
That's right.
We all did something in our past. But we ain't dwelling in that now, and we changed, and now we trying to seek out the remnant.
That's right.
And wake his people up. So what are you doing? You still dwelling in that? You holding up this truth in your pocket? Or you trying to get the word out to help save as many people as you can?
Right.
Because as we read earlier, that's gonna help pull some of them sins up off of you. Some of them stripes you supposed to get, you ain't necessarily gonna get. Because we gonna all pay for the things we done. It's just how severe it's gonna be for you. Or you gonna get a couple of, now get on in that kingdom and rest. I'll take that.
I'll take that.
I'll take that over there. I'll take that then to the lake with you. To the lake with thou. Huh? That's where you want to be? And we better get to these scriptures. Come on.
Verse 5. For thou hast agreed to give ear, and art willing to prophesy. For thou hast no longer space than only to live. Lord, if thou suffer not thy servant, that we may pray before thee, and thou give us seed unto our heart, and culture to our understanding, that there may come fruit of it. How shall each man live that is corrupt, who beareth the place of a man? For thou art alone, and we all one workmanship of thine hands, like as thou hast said. For when the body is fashioned now in the mother's womb, and thou givest it members, thy creature is preserved in fire and water, and 9 months doth thy workmanship endure thy creature which is created in her. But that which keepeth and is kept shall both be preserved. And when the time cometh, the womb preserved delivereth up the things that grew in it. For thou hast commanded out of the parts of the body, that is to say, out of the breast milk to be given, which is fruit of the breast, that that the thing which is fashioned may be nourished for a time, till thou disposest it to thy mercy. Thou broughtest it up with thy righteousness, and nurturest it in thy law, and reformest it with thy judgment. And thou shalt mortify it as the creature, and quicken it as thy work. If therefore thou shalt destroy him which with so great labor were fashioned, it is an easy thing to be ordained by the commandment, that the thing which was made might be preserved.
So you're supposed to be bearing fruit. And with the grace of the Most High, it'll be preserved if you're keeping them commandments.
Right.
Come on, go on. We're supposed to stop
Now-
at 12, but go on, keep reading.
I thought we were going to 17. Verse 15.
Oh, I did say 17,
Yeah.
my bad.
Now therefore, Lord, I will speak, touching man in general. Thou knowest best, but touching thy people, for whose sake I am sorry, and for thine inheritance, for whose cause I mourn, and for Israel, for whom I am heavy, and for Jacob, for whose sake I am troubled. Verse 17. Therefore will I begin to pray before thee for myself and for them, for I see the falls of us that dwell in the land.
See, we supposed to be praying for our people. We ain't supposed to be dwelling with them wicked and devils and wicked people, but we should be praying for them. Not, we can't hate them, because they can still change. They can still change and make it to the kingdom, and you fall off. So you better not go talk smack about him. Oh, he fell off. He fell off. I knew he was gonna fall off. Yeah, well, when you gonna fall off? Huh? All right, let's get Deuteronomy 8, 1 through 3, then Lamentations 3, 37 through 7. Let's see if these stay this time when I touch them. They stayed.
Damn, I'm 70 and Lamentations 3. We go like 66.
All right. It might be. I know it's to the end.
So I'm like, dang, I ain't know it was 70 verses.
It might not be. I think I corrected myself on that and just didn't write it down.
All right, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8, verse 1. All the commandments which I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, that ye may live and multiply, and go in and possess the land which the Lord sware unto your father. And thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. And he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man doeth not live by bread only, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord doeth man live.
I see, he was just letting them know. You got to humble yourself. Let's hit Lamentations 3 and 7. You got to humble yourself. Like you walked in that land wilderness for 40 years. That was a humbling experience. They wasn't out there joyous and rejoicing and kicking it. Turned up, popping out their tents at night. Huh? That was a grievous time. But at the same time, it was a joyous time. He was purging out the sinners and the non-believers. They had to go. All right, Lamentations chapter, 3? 37 to the end. Is that better?
There you go.
I ain't gonna type it up there.
Let me say something. When you go to church on Sunday, the Most High did all of that for nothing. Then all of a sudden say, we ain't got to do the commandments. Now, who gonna believe that, man? Who?
If that's the case, then why we still here suffering?
Thank you.
Huh? Why death and hell ain't gone? Because that's what's going to be gone when the Most High set everything right. Death and hell be gone. But we know from yesterday and the last couple of days, there's plenty of death around here. Huh? Lord have mercy. Come on. Leviticus chapter 3.
Starting at what I
Yeah. 37 through
66.
the end.
Not 70.
Okay. Well, you try to get 70 out of it. I know what it say, my brother. I was tripping when I wrote these notes. I corrected myself last night when I was going over them, but I didn't correct it on the paper. We cool now?
always that one in the audience. Ain't the same one. Yeah, man, we gonna have to rough up.
All right, the book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 37. Who is he that saith, and it cometh to pass, when the Lord commanded it not? Out of the mouth of the Most High proceedeth not evil and good. Wherefore doeth a living man complain, a man for the punishment of his sin?
See, we complain, we sin and still complain for the punishment.
Right.
How you gonna punish me for that? Yeah, I know I did it, but you ain't gotta punish me. That don't even make no sense, do it?
I mean, can somebody please tell me anywhere in the word where it says the Most High has unconditional love for us, no matter what?
No, it's conditions.
Right, okay.
A whole lot of it.
Right, I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah, where's that at?
Yeah, where is that? Somebody can give it to me.
It ain't in there.
He loves me unconditionally. Like, really, what is happening?
Come on.
Verse 40. Let us search and try our ways, and turn again to the Most High.
See, so we supposed to try our own ways. Keep ourselves in check.
Right, that's right.
Huh? If you keep yourself in check, ain't nobody else got no business telling you nothing. They wouldn't have to. Plus, what they in your business for anyway? Come on.
Verse 41. Let us lift up our heart with our hands unto Yahweh in the heavens. We have transgressed and have rebelled. Thou hast not pardoned. Thou hast covered with anger. Thou hast covered with anger and persecuted us. Thou hast slain. Thou hast not pitied. Thou hast covered thyself with a cloud, that our prayers should not pass through. Thou hast made us as the off-scorching and refused in the midst of the people. All our enemies have opened their mouths against us. Fear and a snare is come upon us, desolation and destruction. My eye runneth down with rivers of water for the destruction of the daughter of my people. My eye trickleth down and ceaseth not without any intermission. Till the Lord look down and behold from heaven. My eye affected my heart because of all the daughters of my city.
See, so seeing all the daughters of the city go get trampled down like this, it's affecting his heart or his mind. Huh? It's making him weary. Oh my God, we like with all these children now. I hate to bring it up, all these children that we lose.
Yeah.
Don't that tear into your heart? That's the exact same thing right here. Come on.
Verse 52. My enemies chase me sore like a bird without cause. They have cut off my life in the dungeon and cast a stone upon me. Waters flowed over my head. Then I said, I am cut off. I called upon thy name, O Yahweh, out of the low dungeon. Thou hast heard my voice. Hide not thine ear at my breathing, at my cry. Thou drawest near in the day that I called upon thee. Thou saidst, fear not. O Yahweh, thou hast pleaded the causes of my soul. Thou hast redeemed my life. O Yahweh, thou hast seen my wrong. Judge thou my cause. Thou hast seen all their vengeance and all their imaginations against me. Thou hast heard their reproach, O Yahweh, and all their imaginations against me. The lips of those that rose up against me, and their device against me all the day. Behold their sitting down, and their rising up. I am their music. Render unto them a recompense, O Yahweh, according to the work of their hand. Give them sorrow of heart, thy curse upon them. Persecute and destroy them in anger from under the heavens of the Lord.
Now, this was somebody who was falsely accused and being persecuted and lied on. And what did he do? He called out to the Most High to save him from that. Because ain't nobody else finna save you. You can't save yourself when the multitude come up against you, unless you have your help. Do his commandments and his will, and he will be your help. All right, let's get Philippians chapter 2, 12 through 16. Then Psalms chapter 106, 1 through 29. Philippians 2. You got it. I still hear some pages. Again, what are you doing, y'all? You making the right turns all the time? The right decisions? Are you complaining? You murmuring against the blessings that you do have because you get breath every day. So what else is there to complain about?
Right.
You get a chance to fix everything you thought was broke one more day. So what you gonna complain about? What you murmuring about? Who ain't eaten the last couple of days because they ain't got no food? See, we ain't reached that part yet. Because if you that hungry, McDonald's throws so much stuff away, it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't eat McDonald's, but if I got real hungry, I'd be in that trash can. I'm not finna starve to death. That might be a test I'm getting. Are you gonna sit there and stand on that? Or you gonna go get something to eat?
Right.
Yeah, I'm standing on it right now that I ain't never eating no McDonald's again. But what if it come down that I got to eat that to survive? It's food. Or lack thereof. In some cases. It's labeled as food. Come on.
Yeah, it's on you, bro.
Oh,
We're in the book of Philippians, chapter 2. Start our reading in verse 12. And it reads, Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
Read the whole verse again.
Certainly. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence.
See, everything's expedient. Now, back in Moses' time, they were seeing the miracles and was still going on. But now you got to do it and keep faith with the Most High when he ain't even in your face, because he see it all. He can tell when you're going off. He know when you're going off. He know when you're going to go off before you go off. He just be praying you're going to have a change of heart. Come on.
Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. For it is Yah which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure.
So if you just depending on me or Daniel or any of us up at this table for your salvation, you could be going off. Because I'm telling you, this flesh be handling me sometimes. I don't let it be a common occurrence. I usually stomp it out. But sometimes I can't fall off. So don't trust in me, trust in this word. I'm trying to just be a vessel to get this word out.
That's right.
I am no big muckety muck at all. I could fall off just like anybody that fell off that never been here.
That's right.
This is something we got to endure to the end. And at any moment we can fall off. So continue to endure. Go ahead. Oh, that was the end of that, wasn't it?
You want to go to 16, don't you?
Yeah, 16.
Verse 13. For it is Yah which worketh in you, both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Do all things without murmurings and disputings.
That's what we've been talking about all day. Is the murmurings, disputings, and disputing. What? Did that say disputes?
Yep.
Oh man. So Facebook wrong? Come on, man.
Verse 15. That ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of Yah, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world.
See, so we got to be around all this wickedness and shine like a light. Because trust me, the wicked flee when none pursueth if you shining like a light. They want the darkness. They don't want to be in that light. They gonna see your light and say, no, come over this way. It's a little more. The ambiance is better over here. Come on.
Verse 16. Holding forth the word of life, that I may rejoice in the day of Mashiach, that I have not run in vain, neither labored in vain.
That's the whole end goal right there, y'all. We got to stand on it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
14.
Go ahead.
You talking to me?
Yeah, I was talking to you.
Oh, okay. Ezekiel chapter 14 and 14, second witness on that, I want to say that verse 12, where it says, work out thy salvation with fear and trembling, thy own salvation.
Yeah.
Ezekiel 14 and 14, and it says, though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job were in it, they should but deliver their own souls by their righteousness, saith the Lord God.
See, so they can't even save you.
Right.
Huh? And they was the Most High's friend.
Right.
But they can't save you. Every tub sit on his own bottom, y'all.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
And that's the end result. Every tub gonna sit on his own bottom, and you're gonna be judged from what you did, not what you set up and listen to no other man tell you to do.
That's right.
Because if he tell you to go off, you're gonna go by the wayside with him.
Right.
It ain't gonna be no, well, he told me that ain't gonna work.
Ain't gonna work.
He told me to do that. He told me this was all right. No, you better get in these scripts and pray to the Most High, and all will come to you. All right, where is it? Psalms 106, 1 through 29. We almost through. No, we did. Yeah, we did that, didn't we? We did Proverbs 29. You tripping? Yes, we did. We didn't read it.
Yeah, we did. I read Proverbs.
We didn't read.
That's why ain't no chapter. I mean, no verses.
Yeah.
We did Proverbs 4.
Right.
Oh, so we didn't do that. Yeah, okay. Go to Proverbs 29 after this. After Psalms 106, we're going to go to the Proverbs 29. My bad, y'all. I'm up here. I'm up here talking too much, and I'm skipping scripts. That's one of the habits of writing it down on here before we do it. Because I'm looking down here, I ain't looking at none of that. Yeah, that's why I keep saying the wrong script sometimes. Hey, I'm doing what I can, man. I'm doing my part, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I ain't above messing up.
We with you, brother. We with you.
All right, we're going into the book of Psalms. Gonna read the 106th chapter. Huh?
We gonna go back to that after this. See, you ain't listening now. I just gave a whole confession and apology, and you still coming with that. We going there after this, bro. It ain't just me. I'm glad that you exposed that. Thank you for sharing in my joy.
It's the mind too.
Now you blaming other people. Hold on now. Now you going off, buddy.
Now you murmuring out there. We gonna
Yeah, you
start
out there murmuring.
people moving away from
Oh,
around.
no.
Something about to happen.
Come on, y'all. Let's get it.
Reading in the book of Psalms, 106th chapter and verse 1. Praise ye the Most High. O give thanks unto the Master, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever. Who can utter the mighty acts of Yahweh? Who can show forth all his praise? Blessed are they that keep judgment, and he that doeth righteousness at all times.
At what times?
At all times.
Part time.
All times.
I can't do it 50% of the time.
You have to do it all time.
Oh, so that's how you keep the Most High in your corner, huh? At all times.
That's right.
Then it becomes like a second skin to you, huh? Okay, I get it now. Come on.
Go. Verse 4. Remember me, O Yahweh, with the favor that thou bearest unto thy people. O visit me with thy salvation, that I may see the good of thy chosen, that I may rejoice in the gladness of thy nation, that I may glory with thine inheritance. We have sinned with our fathers. We have committed iniquity. We have done wickedly.
We have to confess the sins of our fathers and ours. That's what that is right there. We have to acknowledge where they went off and correct the matter. Because if you say your father ain't sinned, then how you gonna correct yourself? Come on.
Our fathers understood not thy wonder. What? Verse 7. Our fathers understood not thy wonders in Egypt. They remembered not the multitude of thy mercy, but provoked him at the sea, even at the Red Sea.
Like we read earlier, they saw the miracles and still provoked the Most High to swallow them up, burn them up. Huh? Come on.
Nevertheless, he saved them for his name's sake, that he might make his mighty power to be known. He rebuked the Red Sea also, and it was dried up. So he led them through the depths as through the wilderness. And he saved them from the hand of him that hated them, and redeemed them from the hand of the enemy. And the waters covered their enemies. There was not one of them left. Then believed they his words. They sang his praise. They soon forgot his works.
Sang his praise, then soon forgot his works.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds like us. Come on.
They waited not for his counsel, but lusted exceedingly in the wilderness, and tempted Yah in the desert. And he gave them their request, but sent leanness into their soul. They envied Moses also in the camp, and Aaron, the saint of the Most High. The earth opened and swallowed up Dathan, and covered the company of Abiram. And a fire was kindled in their company. The flame burned up the wicked. They made a calf in Horeb, and worshiped the molten image. Thus they changed their glory into the similitude of an ox that eateth grass.
You see all these miracles he do, and you still want a golden calf. I need something to worship. Yeah, I know God did all this, but I need something I can hold and touch. Huh? How much stronger do we need to be not seeing no miracles? Again, what are you doing? Come on.
Verse 21. They forgot Yahweh, their Savior, which had done great things in Egypt, wondrous works in the land of Ham, and terrible things by the Red Sea. Therefore, he said that he would destroy them, had not Moses, his chosen, stood before him in the breach, to turn away his wrath, lest he should destroy them. Yea, they despised the pleasant land. They believed not his word, but murmured in their tents, and hearkened not unto the voice of the Most High. Therefore, he lifted up his hand against them, to overthrow them in the wilderness, to overthrow their seed also among the nations, and to scatter them in the lands. They joined themselves also unto Baal Peor, and ate the sacrifices of the dead.
Oh, they going off. Read that on out. Go on, read that out.
Thus they provoked him to anger with their inventions, and the plague brake in upon them.
It needs to.
Then stood up Phinehas and executed judgment, and so the plague was stayed, and that was counted unto him for righteousness unto all generations forevermore.
There was somebody praying for others, like we supposed to do. Pray for not for our own souls, but for the soul of the brethren.
Right.
When Paul said, I wish I could be accursed, that my brethren could enter in. Huh? Come on.
They angered him also at the waters of strife, so that it went ill with Moses for their sake, because they provoked his spirit, so that he spake unadvisedly with his lips.
See, so that was even a test for him, and he failed. Huh? He was even being tested by the murmurings of his people.
Right.
Huh? What it said, what we read earlier, a leader could, what? A leader could lead you into, he could take you there. So the leader got to be on top of his game. But he wasn't on top of his at that point. He let them make him run his mouth. Come on.
Verse 34.
How is it saying, I will leave myself cursed that the other will be? I don't keep myself doing that.
You wouldn't do that for your brother?
For your brethren.
Myself cursed is not unique.
You wouldn't give yourself for your brother.
That I wouldn't get in.
Yeah. That's what it say. That's what it say. I would rather I not get in than you get in.
It's going to show you the love that they have.
That's that love.
It ain't no different from what Moses said.
Christ did the same way. Christ died for you to be saved.
Exactly.
And you ain't willing to give your life for another brother?
Right, Moses said the same thing right after he made the golden calf. He was like, he said the same thing. He was like, instead of putting them away, I'd rather you block my name out.
Yeah, Moses said the same thing.
Yeah.
If somebody put a gun on your wife or your child, you would probably want them to shoot you before they shoot your wife or your child.
Same thing. The same way a father, that's how a father would do for his children.
Y'all pay me out real good.
I'll praise the Most High for that. Come on. Go ahead.
Theo.
Go ahead.
John chapter 15, verse 13. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friend.
That's right. Ain't no other way about it. No greater love.
Right.
Paul was a person who persecuted saints, so you know he was going to go hard the other way.
Yeah.
He had to, there
Of course.
was a constant thorn in the side. Look, I did all this wrong all those years, persecuted them, and decided to turn them around. Now I got to go hard. That's why he went head first. He didn't.
Yeah, got to go just as hard.
Yeah. I had to make up. He had so much blood on his legs, on his, on his jacket. He was like, man, I shoot. I got makeup all this.
Yeah.
So when he was telling, he was sincere. He really meant that little man, I die.
Yeah, because he knew he had to make up for some people.
Right.
He didn't shed blood.
Right.
So if my blood got to be shed, then so be it, Father.
Right.
That's the way it's ought to be.
Yes,
But of course, this society don't teach us that way.
No.
It's this the me word. Me. Memes. Bunch of memes running around here. Effeminate memes at that. Come on, man.
Verse 35. But were mingled among the heathen. Wait a minute. Verse 34. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Most High commanded them, but were mingled among the heathen and learned their works. And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them.
Trouble.
Yeah, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devil.
Now see, we ain't supposed to do that at all. We just went through this with you about giving your life for another. So how you look sacrificing your children to the devil?
Right.
Makes no sense at all. Come on.
Verse 38. And shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood. Thus were they defiled with their own works, and went a-whoring with their own inventions.
Went a-whoring after other gods. That means they was flip-flopping God.
Yeah.
All them other wicked inventions.
Spiritual fornication.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 29. Lo, this only have I found, that God hath made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions.
So it's in us to do wicked. So that means we got to fight hard to do righteous. Because this whole world is set up to do wicked.
Exactly.
Do as thy will. They look at you crazy trying to do righteous. Something wrong with you. Something wrong with me because I want to do right. But that's the way it is word. If you was out here doing wicked, they wouldn't say nothing. Let me hold $5. That's about all you gonna get out of them. Let me hold a couple dollars. You winning. Let me get something.
My daughter say, Daddy, back in the day, you would have knocked his head off. No, I'm not back in the day. You righteous.
Yeah. You hear me confess it all the time. I used to be tripping. And then he'd be up here second witnessing. But
I
that's all
wasn't
right.
going to say anything.
But I ain't that same person no more. And that's part of my growth.
That's right.
But it's something I still battle with. Don't get me wrong. Don't come at me crazy. I might fall off. Yeah, that's usually how it go. Come on.
Verse 40. Therefore was the wrath of the Most High kindled against his people, insomuch that he abhorred his own inheritance, and he gave them into the hand of the heathen, and they that hated them ruled over them. Their enemies also oppressed them, and they were brought into subjection under their hand. Many times did he deliver them, because we were always at war with somebody. Many times did he deliver them, but they provoked him with their counsel, and were brought low for their iniquity. Nevertheless, he regarded their affliction when he heard their cry, and he remembered for them his covenant, and repented according to the multitude of his mercy.
See, he always looking out for us, even though we just constantly tripping. He still be looking out for us. Come on.
He made them also to be pitied of all those that carried them captive. Save us, O Yahweh, our power, and gather us from among the heathen, to give thanks unto thy holy name, and to triumph in thy praise. Blessed be the Most High Yah of Israel, from everlasting to everlasting.
That's right.
And let all the people say, Amen. Praise ye the Lord.
That's what we should be saying all the time.
What is right?
Looking out for our brother, constantly giving him praise.
That's right. That's right.
Because God forbid he turn you over to your enemy. You want to be turned over to your enemy? You want your enemy to have control over your life? And all you got to do is keep the commandments and do his will, and he'll save you from that? I mean, it sounds elementary to me. But for some reason, this world ain't getting it like that.
Sleep. They're 29. I'm asleep. It feels like,
Yeah.
I went to a funeral today. It's the first time I've been in the church since I preached for about a year and a half. And I went in, I sat down, and I'm seeing, now I look at the word totally different than I did when I was in Christianity. So now they calling out scriptures and everything.
You can see the flaws in everything they were doing.
Like,
trust me, bro, I've been there. I go to wakes only now.
Come on, cut it out, so. And I'm like, telling people to do stuff, I'm like.
Ain't nothing worse than being at your uncle's funeral and your mama keeps saying, shh, shh, because you keep calling out all the flaws they making. Every time they say something wrong, you're like, what? That ain't what that. She elbowing. No, I'm not finna be quiet.
I can't stay still. Like, I almost got him walked out. Like, man.
That's why I made the decision. I go to wakes only. I don't want to hear the jackleg. I go through there and pay my respects, and I'm finna move along. That's what's best for me, because I be tripping. Then after the funeral, I want to go up to the pastor and, hey man, what is this you talking about? That ain't the time for that. It's people mourning and you ready to go jump on the pastor?
Lead the people astray, man.
Man, all right, we're going to hit that Proverbs 29 that we skipped over. This is for you. Proverbs 29.
Yes, sir.
We're at 4 o'clock. Oh, we might get through all these. I don't know. It's about 7, 8 more to go. What y'all think?
Might get them down.
Might get them. Depending on how much I talk.
Might be good.
If I do a Daniel, will we make it?
Oh, no, we know that.
Have a lot of homework.
All right, come on, let's get it.
In the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 1. He that being often reproved hardened his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Whoso loveth wisdom rejoiceth his father. But he that keepeth company with harlot spendeth his substance.
That's why I ain't got no money from all them years of doing all that hard labor. Huh? Man, I wish I'd have knew what I knew now. I could have a little change in my pocket. Hit that one again.
That again, you like
hit that one again for it. That must have hit home for him too.
He got that jingling money in his pocket. Change.
All right, verse 3 again. Whoso loveth wisdom rejoiceth his father. But he that keepeth company with harlot spendeth his substance. The king by judgment establishes the land, but he that receiveth gift overthroweth it.
And also on that spending his time with harlots, that's also spiritual too now.
Yes. Right.
It ain't just physical harlots. Right. It's all these different doctrines too. Let's get that correct.
Yes, sir.
You spending for bread that don't satisfy.
Yes, sir.
I just want to clear that up. It wasn't just the physical harlots. It's more than that.
I was happy going to hell. How about that?
Smile on your face.
Come on.
Verse 5. A man that flattereth his neighbor spreadeth a net for his feet. In the transgression of an evil man there is a snare. But the righteous does sing and rejoice. The righteous considereth the cause of the poor, but the wicked regardeth not to know it.
Like we were saying, praying for your fellow man. I wish I could be a curse for him. That's the same thing. We're supposed to be dealing with the poor and giving to their cause, considering their cause.
Right.
You can't just drive by everybody that's asking you for money at the store. I know it's hard because it's a lot of them. But some of them really need help. Some of them need help. And you got to be able to discern within yourself when it's the right time to give. You can't just cut it off and say, I ain't giving none of these niggas nothing. All they're going to do is buy alcohol. If you didn't see him buy it, then how you just going to get him that jacket? Last night somebody asked me, but I actually saw him doing it. He begged the lady outside, she gave him some money, was in there buying a beer, then she called him out because she in front of the line with me. Then I get outside, he asked me to help the homeless with the fresh can in his hand that lady just bought him. Oh, you already got what you needed? No, bro. Plus, I ain't had no cash on me anyway. This is all becoming a cashless society. What they gonna do then? Because that'd be the most of my problem. I don't have cash. So how I'm gonna give you something?
Well, like that cell phone with that little square on it.
Hey man, swipe your card on here. No, buddy.
Yeah, they actually doing that.
It ain't. I'm sorry, it ain't going. I ain't gonna be able to give to that cause. I ain't gonna be able to do it. I done swiped my card on your square. You got a program on there that's mimicking my card. Before I can get home, you can spend all my money. No, come on, y'all. Let's get this.
Verse 8. Scornful men bring a city into a snare, but wise men turn away wrath. If a wise man contendeth with a foolish man, whether he rage or laugh, there is no rest. The bloodthirsty hate the upright, but the just seek his soul. A fool uttereth all his mind, but a wise man keepeth it in till afterwards.
Ain't people that talk a lot, don't sometimes they get on your nerve?
They don't know anything.
They telling everything. They talking, what? Wait a minute, I don't want to know that. What does that have to do with anything that's dealing with me? Because they telling everything. Somebody told me something at work the other day, and I was just looking at them like, what the hell? I don't care about you and your horse. I came up here to get a part. Why I gotta hear about your horse? Because it got sick over the weekend. What that got to do with the job I got to do right here, right now? Nothing, but they want to talk. They like running their mouth. Telling you about things that you had no concern of, but they talking to you like you a part of what they talking about. I don't ride horses. I was on one as a kid, but I ain't been on one since. So that ain't my thing. Why I gotta know about yours? I don't feel sorry for it. You ain't appealing to my compassion, none of that. So we just wasting air here. And I'm still walking down the steps. Every step I take, they still talking. But then say I'm tripping and being mean. No, you wasn't talking to me about nothing that had nothing to do with this job, with this task at hand.
Right.
Just like with the word of God. If you ain't talking about this word, our conversation ain't gonna last too long.
Right.
Come on, man.
Verse 12.
I'm shut up.
If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. The poor and the deceitful man meet together. The Lord lighteth both their eyes. The king that faithfully judges the poor, his throne shall be established forever.
That faithfully judges the poor. So you can unfaithfully judge the poor, huh? Y'all knew that. Y'all live in America. Come on.
The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fault. Correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest. Yea, he shall give thee light unto thy soul. Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. A servant will not be corrected by words, for though he understand, he will not answer. Seest thou a man that is hasty in his words? There is more hope of a fool than of him. He that delicately bringeth up his servant from a child shall have him become his son at the length. An angry man stirreth up strife, and a furious man aboundeth in transgression.
That used to be y'all. These are my confessions. That used to be me all day long. Come on.
A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. Whoso is partner with a thief hateth his own soul. He heareth cursing, and bewareth it not. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment cometh from the Lord. An unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is abomination to the wicked.
See, so the wicked shouldn't even want to be around you if your light shining right. They gonna be like, don't call that nigga over here. Man, don't tell him nothing. No, we going without him. Please go without me. Come on, let's all right, we skip back now. Let's go. Can we get back on track now, Theo? You sure? All right, Luke 19, y'all. Luke 19. And let me know if I skip any more scriptures. Man.
I will let you know. Oh, you know he gonna let you know.
Well, you ain't got these up there, so we can't see what you
Yeah, I know what I was saying. No, but I'm gonna put them up there so you can call me out. I don't mind being called out. If I'm wrong, correct me, please.
Please correct me.
Luke chapter 19.
Luke chapter 19.
And James chapter 1 after that. All right. We might get there, y'all. We might get through all these.
All right, let's get it. We're in the book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 1. And Jesus entered and passed through Jericho. And behold, there was a man named Zacchaeus, which was the chief among the publicans, and he was rich.
Mr. Muckety Muck.
Yes, sir.
What Mr. Muckety Muck doing?
And he sought to see Jesus, who he was, and could not for the press, because he was little of stature. And he ran before and climbed up into...
Wait. So this a little bitty Muckety Muck? He a little big Muckety Muck? All right, come on.
And he ran before and climbed up into a sycamore tree.
He had to climb up in the tree to see.
For he was to pass that way. And when Jesus came to the place, he looked up and saw him, and said unto him, Zacchaeus, make haste and come down, for today I must abide at thy house.
Uh-oh, this got to be the bomb, huh? The Most High called me out the tree. Christ wants to stay at my house.
gotta clean up first. Hold on.
Oh, see, now you off already. You off already. Come on.
And he made haste and came down and received him joyfully. And when they saw it, they all murmured, saying that he was going to be guest with a man that is a sinner. And Zacchaeus stood and said unto the Lord, Behold, Lord, the half of my goods I give to the poor. And if I have taken anything from any man by false accusation, I restore him fourfold. And Jesus said unto him, This day is salvation come to this house, for so much as he also is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost. And as they heard these things, he added and spake a parable, because he was nigh to Jerusalem, and because they thought that the kingdom of God should immediately appear. He said, Therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom, and to return. And he called his 10 servants, and delivered them 10 pounds, and said unto them, Occupy till I come.
Occupy till I come. That don't mean just sit there. That means prosper, do work.
Yes, sir.
That's what occupy mean. Occupy don't mean is I'm holding this spot till Christ come back. That's not what occupy mean, y'all. Come on.
But his citizens hated him, and sent a message after him, saying, We will not have this man to reign over us. And it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded these servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money, that he might know how much every man had gained by trading.
See, by trading. So that's what occupy meant. Do work with this here. This will sustain you till I get back. Keep you eating, make you a little money to sustain, occupy. Come on.
Then came the first, saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 10 pounds. And he said unto him, Well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little, have thy authority over 10 cities.
He flipped them 10, didn't he?
And the second came, saying, Lord, thy pound has gained 5 pounds. And he said likewise to him, Be thou also over 5 cities. And another came, saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have kept laid up in a napkin. For I fear thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou did not sow. And he said unto him, Out of thy own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knewest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. Wherefore then gavest not thou my money into the bank, that at my coming I might have required my own with usury?
So you supposed to have been flipping it, not just sitting on it. What you doing with this word? What are you doing with this word?
Yes, sir.
You coming down here Sabbath and then going home and not talking to nobody? You ain't spitting script to nobody all week long? You ain't being a light to nobody? Just the Israelites on Facebook? Huh? That ain't gonna cut it.
That ain't gonna cut it.
Don't get cut off. Come on.
And he said unto them that stood by, Take from him the pound, and give it to him that hath 10 pounds. And they said unto him, Lord, he hath 10 pounds. For I say unto you, that unto every one which have shall be given, and from him that have not, even that he have, shall be taken away from him. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. And when he had thus spoken, he went before ascending up to Jerusalem. And it came to pass, when he was come nigh to Bethphage and Bethany, at the mount called the Mount of Olives, he sent 2 of his disciples, saying, Go ye into the village over against you, in the which at you entering ye shall find a colt tied, whereon yet never man sat. Loose him and bring him hither. And if any man ask you, Why do you loose him? Thus shall ye say unto him, Because the Lord hath need of him.
Now, who gonna argue against that?
Verse 32. And they that were sent went their way, and found even as he had said unto them. And as they were loosing the colt, the owners thereof said unto them, Why loose ye the colt? And they said, The Lord hath need of him. And they brought him to Jesus, and they cast their garments upon the colt, and they set Jesus thereon. And as he went, they spread their clothes in the way. And when he was come nigh, even now at the descent of the Mount of Olives, the whole multitude of the disciples began to rejoice and praise God with a loud voice for all the mighty works that they had seen, saying, Blessed be the King that cometh in the name of the Lord, peace in heaven and glory in thy heights. And some of the Pharisees from among the multitude said unto him, Master, rebuke thy disciple.
Here we go.
And he answered and said unto them, I tell you that if these should hold their peace, the stones would immediately cry out. And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it, saying, If thou hadst known, even thou, at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thine eyes. For the day shall come upon thee, that thine eyes shall cast a trench about thee.
Thou enemies.
That thy enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee around, and keep thee in on every side, and shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knewest not the time of thy visitation. And he went into the temple, and began to cast out them that sold therein, and them that bought, saying unto them, It is written, My house is the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves.
This is what they doing in the temple. Huh? They selling on the Sabbath. It's all about money, money, money.
Right.
It looked like the what is that, the stock market, how that is on weekday. They acting like that up in the church.
Right.
In the temple. Come on.
That shows you have to be a strong, you have to be a strong man to get some of us to do us out, especially when it comes to money.
Verse 47.
Well, he got the full power behind him. What he gonna fear?
Right.
You come at him trying to bust his head, and the Most High stop your heart from beating right before you swing. What you gonna do with that? Come on.
Verse 47. And he taught daily in the temple, but the chief priests and the scribes and the chief of the people sought to destroy him, and could not find what they might do, for all the people were very attentive to hear him.
He messing up our money. So again, what are you doing? You trying to keep the Most High stuff in the napkin? Hold it up for him? Or you flipping it, trying to bear more fruit for the Most High? Or you trying to get with the wicked? Help them gain some more fruit. Please don't. All right, James chapter 1. James chapter 1.
Yeah.
Let's get some more understanding. And ask yourself this all the time. What are you doing? What are your motives for doing certain things? You seeking a reward of this flesh or a reward of the kingdom? Because all things are lawful don't edify. So again, what are you doing? Who got it? James chapter 1.
All right, James chapter 1, verse 1. James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into divers temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience.
Read that again. Read 2 and 3 again.
All right, my brethren.
Y'all need to pay attention to this. Don't be crying and complaining because you're going through something. It's there to build you up. Unless, of course, you're being wicked. Then it's going to be there to destroy you. Come on.
I'm gonna terrify our sister.
Okay.
So you know you go to the index and find a book and they'll show you what page they are.
Yeah, James ain't but four pages long. It's hard to find sometimes. It's between Peter and Hebrew. Hebrew.
Yeah. Show her how to use the like the index so she.
I remember I first came in, boy, they say, James, they be through reading before I find it. That's when I start just writing them down. I get that when I get home.
Hello, I ain't got it yet.
Well, it all get better in time. That's why we should study.
That's right.
Because the more you in this book, the more you learn this book.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you grabbing it to flip back that way, you done flip right to the page you're supposed to be on.
Before you know it.
Right.
I'm still back and forth.
Yes, sir.
All right, all praise. All right, I'm gonna just start that from the beginning.
Yeah, just start it over.
James chapter 1, verse 1. James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into divers temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh.
No, seek it yourself.
Let him ask of Yahweh.
Call your neighbor.
Let him ask of Yahweh, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. But let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Let the brother of low degree rejoice in that he is exalted, but the rich in that he is made low, because as the flower of the grass he shall pass away. For the sun is no sooner risen with a burning heat, but it withereth the grass, and the flower thereof falleth, and the grace of the fashion of it perisheth. So also shall the rich man fade away in his ways. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yahweh, for Yahweh cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust.
From his own what?
His own lust.
So your own lust is what tempts you? Oh, wow. You thought the devil was doing that to you. Come on.
And enticed. Verse 15. Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. Do not err, my beloved brethren. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above.
That's right.
It cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. Of his own will begot he us with the word of truth, that we should be a kind of first fruit of his creation. Of his creature.
So us coming in this truth is of his will. He got to call us to this.
Yeah.
If you in this because your partner's in it, you probably ain't studying. And you probably gonna fall off.
Right.
Because you ain't in this truth. You wasn't called to this. You following man. The following man gonna fail you every time.
Every time.
Come on.
Verse 19. Yeah, verse 19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath.
That was one I had to learn big time, y'all. I was always quick to say something and was real quick to get mad. Y'all know how many holes I done punched in walls before? It don't make no sense. What did that edify? Yeah, hurt hands.
Who kicks the hole?
Sometimes. Come on.
Verse 20. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of Yahweh. Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness.
Superfluity of naughtiness. Superfluity. That means it's flowing. Superfluity of naughtiness. Huh? Boy. Come on, man.
So wicked, you don't even know.
So wicked, boy.
Floodgates are open.
Right. It says, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your soul.
That's right.
Verse 22. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves.
So I can't just have faith?
No.
Oh, man. We've been learning a lot of wrong things, ain't we?
A lot of wrong.
I thought we could just have faith.
Apparently you can do it.
Read that again.
Verse 22 again. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves.
So I just can't sit up in there and listen to the pastor? Man, we've been going wrong a long time, y'all.
Man.
Come on.
Verse 23. For if any be a hearer of the word, and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself, and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty, and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the word, this man shall be blessed in his deed. If any man among you seem to be religious, and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. Pure religion and undefiled before Yahweh, and undefiled before God and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world.
Keep yourself unspotted from the world. Visit the father and the fatherless and widows in their affliction. Again, what are you doing? How many of us doing that? Who done help some fatherless lately? Who done help some homeless or some widows? We got to get to doing work, y'all. Because as we helping them, then they get to hear these scriptures come out of our mouths. And that can help give them hope. And a better hope for a better life. Instead of the life they headed for. All right, let's hit John chapter 3. 1 John chapter 3. 1 John chapter 3. Should be a couple over from where we was just at. Just past Peter. Let's see some more about what are we doing? How are we acting? We acting with the world, or we acting like the Most High need us to be acting? We walking with sinners, or we walking in righteousness? Because it ain't but right and wrong. You either wrong or you right. You either righteousness or you wicked. What are we doing? All right, we got it.
1 John chapter 3, verse 1. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doeth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. And every man that hath this hope in him purifieth himself, even as he is pure. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. And ye know that he was manifest to take away our sin.
Hold on. This is the New Testament. This saying the law ain't done away with.
Yes, sir.
Again, what are you doing? Because we've been learning wrong. Why they don't read that? Sin is the transgression of the law. So how the law can be done away with?
According to them, there is no sin. If you look at the church and what it say up,
Okay,
it really
but we read earlier, stay away from the wicked.
Right. They let everything go.
Let them go their way. Come on.
Verse 5. And ye know that he was manifest to take away our sin, and in him is no sin. Whosoever abideth in him sinneth not. Whosoever sinneth hath not seen him, neither known him. Little children, let no man deceive you. He that doeth righteousness is righteous, even as he is righteous. He that committeth sin is of the devil. For the devil sinned from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of Yahweh was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Whosoever is born of Yahweh doeth not commit sin, for his seed remaineth in him, and he cannot sin, because he is born of Yahweh. Verse 10. And this the children of Yahweh are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of Yahweh, neither he that loveth not his brother. For this is the message that ye have heard from the beginning, that we should love one another. Verse 12. Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother. And wherefore slew he him? Because his own works were evil, and his brother's righteous. Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hates you. We know that we have passed from death unto life, because we love the brethren. He that loveth not his brother abideth in death. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer, and ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him. Hereby perceive we the love of Yahweh, because he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives to the brethren. But whoso hath this world's good, and seeth his brother have need, and shutteth up his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of Yahweh in him? My little children, Let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. And hereby we know that we are of the truth, and shall assure our hearts before him. For if our hearts condemn us, Yahweh is greater than our heart, and knoweth all things. Beloved, if our heart condemn us not, then we have confidence toward Yahweh. And whatsoever we ask, we receive of him, because we keep his commandments, and do those things that are pleasing in his sight. And this is his commandment, that we shall believe on the name of his Son, Jesus Christ, and love one another as he gave us commandment. And he that keepeth his commandments dwelleth in him, and he in him. And hereby we know that he abideth in us by the Spirit which he hath given us.
Psalms 37, y'all. Psalms 37. So we got to be doing what he says to dwell with him. If we ain't doing what he say, we are not of him. Imagine that. All this time, I thought I ain't had to keep no law.
You ain't thought that.
I know it. Psalms 37. Get some more understanding of what ye ought to be doing, so that you can properly ask yourself, what are we doing? What am I doing? When it go wrong, what am I doing? When it go right, what am I doing? So I keep this going that way. Something we need to be asking ourselves often, so we can stay on track. Come on, Psalms 37. One of my, That manure been out. That manure been out. It wasn't meant to burn long today.
Yes, it was.
That fan blew it out.
All right, we're going to be reading in the book of
That
Psalms.
flame blowing on.
The 37th chapter.
I want some fan too.
Psalms, chapter 37. Everybody there? All right, we're looking good. Let's get some understanding, family. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb.
So don't even worry about the evildoers. Don't even trip off them and their iniquity. So what? His car got them big shiny rims on it. You know what he doing to get that?
Right.
He got a one-way ticket. You want that? No, I'll drive the little, whatever it is. I don't need no rims. Come on.
Verse 3. Trust in the Most High and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Most High, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart.
So you have to be delighted in doing his will, doing his work. We read earlier, when you get tried, be joyous that you're getting tried. Evidently he think you worthy of something,
Right.
or he wouldn't put no more time into you. He'll cast you on out and take your breath. To the lake you shall go. Come on.
Commit thy way unto the Most High. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Most High, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Cease from anger, and forsake wrath.
There go another one for me again, y'all. They just turned me up today.
Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off. But those that wait upon Yahweh, they shall inherit the earth. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall be, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The Most High shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword, and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Most High upholdeth the righteous. Yahweh knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Most High shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume, into smoke shall they consume away. The wicked borroweth, and payeth not again, but the righteous showeth mercy, and giveth. For such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Most High, and he delighteth in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for Yahweh upholdeth him with his hand. I have been young, and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. He is ever merciful, and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. Depart from evil, and do good, and dwell forevermore. For Yahweh loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. The righteous shall inherit the land, and dwell therein forever. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. The law of his Elohim is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. The wicked watcheth the righteous, and seeketh to slay him.
So y'all better keep your head on the swivel. While you being righteous out here, just know somebody coming for you.
That's right. The Most High will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on the Most High, and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. But the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Most High. He is their strength in the time of trouble. And Yahweh shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them, because they trust in him. Hallelujah.
We got two more little quick shots and then one more. So we got three more scriptures, y'all. And we out of here. Psalms 34:19, and then Psalms 50 and 15. And then we'll end it with Romans 8:26 to the end. get some more understanding on what are you doing while you walking in this world. You walking in righteousness or wickedness? You murmuring, talking crap, sneak dissing on Facebook? Or you feeding the poor, trying to uphold the homeless and the widows? What you doing? I know we can all improve on this.
No doubt.
I know it ain't just me. Psalms 34:19.
18 first. Get that 18.
Huh?
I'm gonna hit 18 and 19.
All right. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Back it up if you need to. In the words of Daniel Solomon.
We're in the book of Psalms. Chapter
17 going one side, 16 going one side.
16. I'm gonna start at 14.
14. We're going back, y'all. Start at 1. Let's do it. It ain't that long anyway.
We're gonna hit the whole chapter.
Let's hit the whole chapter. Ain't but 22 of them anyway.
Yeah,
I'm in the wrong book, y'all.
No, it ain't but 22, 34.
Oh, I'm looking at 38. They got 22 too.
Yeah. All right, we're in the book of Psalms, chapter 34. I'm gonna start it at verse 1. I will bless the Most High at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in the Most High. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad.
I don't know why this wasn't from 1 to begin with.
Oh, magnify the Most High with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he heard me, and delivered me from all my fears. They looked unto him, and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. This poor man cried, and the Most High heard him, and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him, and delivereth them. O taste and see that the Most High is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him. O fear the Most High, ye his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. The young lions do lack and suffer hunger, but they that seek the Most High shall not want any good thing. Come, ye children, hearken unto me. I will teach you the fear of the Most High. What man is he that desireth life and loveth many days, that he may see good? Keep thy tongue from evil and thy lips from speaking guile.
What?
Keep thy tongue from evil and thy lips from speaking guile.
The internet is sinning.
Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of Yahweh are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. The face of the Most High is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. The righteous cry, and the Most High heareth, and delivereth them out of all their trouble. Yahweh is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all. He keepeth all his bones, not one of them is broken. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. The Most High redeemeth the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate.
So you won't be desolate trusting in the Most High. Huh? What are you doing? You trusting in man? You trusting in your riches? Because you got a nice shiny truck? Think the Most High done blessed you? Or you doing his will? He may have blessed you with that, but are you doing his will? You know if you're doing his will or not.
That's right.
And if you ain't, then me asking you that probably just vexed your spirit. It ain't hard, y'all. All we gotta do is do what he say and not what we say. Come on, Psalms chapter 50, verse 15. Unless we gonna get a going back class on this one too. We gonna do the whole thing. It's only one more scripture after this. Yeah, Psalm 95. Psalm chapter 50, verse 15. Well, it's only 23. I'm gonna stop it before we even start going back. Let's do the whole thing. Because I read it, so I'm pretty sure it's something powerful in there. There's something powerful in all these scriptures.
I just let everybody get that.
Okay.
So we're gonna go and read that whole 50 also.
It's in the book of Psalms,
Huh?
chapter 50.
You speak loudly, sir.
I'm saying, boy, I thought it was the midnight hour or something.
Quiet
Storm. Quiet storm. Turn to chapter 50, please.
We're in the book of Psalms, chapter 50. The mighty God, even the Lord, hath spoken and called the earth from the rising of the sun unto the going down thereof.
So he done called everything already. Watch out now, come on.
Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, God hath shined. Our God shall come and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous round about him. He shall call to the heavens from above, and to the earth, that he may judge his people. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. And the heavens shall declare his righteousness, for God is judge himself. Selah. Hear, O my people, and I will speak, O Israel, and I will testify against thee. I am God, even thy God. I will not reprove thee for thy sacrifice or thy burnt offerings, to have been continually before me. I will take no bullock out of thine house, nor he goats out of thy fold. For every beast of the forest is mine, and the cattle upon 1,000 hills. I know all the fowls of the mountains, and the wild beasts of the field are mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell thee, for the world is mine, and the fullness thereof. Will I eat the flesh of bulls, or drink the blood of goats? Offer unto God thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High, and call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. But unto the wicked God said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction, and castest my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother.
What?
Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother.
No, they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, yes they would. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thy own mother's son. These things have thou done, and I kept silence. Though thou thoughtest that I was altogether such a one as thyself, but I will reprove thee, and set them order before thine eyes. Now consider this, ye that forget God, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver. Whoso offereth praise glorifieth me, and to him that ordereth his conversation aright will I show the salvation of God.
So you keep your conversation right, the Most High keep with you.
Yes, sir.
Right.
What are you doing? You murmuring? We've been going over there. We've been seeing what's happening to the murmurers all day.
All day.
Murmuring and backbiting, slandering your brother. It's not going to be well for you. It's not going to be well for you at all. All right, let's hit this Romans 8, chapter 26 to the end. Last script.
All right, well, let me get that.
What are you murmuring?
All praise to the Most High.
Oh, my bad. I didn't hear you. I thought it was a murmur. Yeah, Romans 8, 26 to the end.
Got you, we got you. All right, all right. We're in the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 26. Likewise, I thought I heard some pages. Verse 26. Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities. For we know not what we should pray for as we ought. But the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. And he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of God. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose.
So if you are called according to his purpose, things work as good for you. Come on.
Yes, sir. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn amongst many brethren. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called. And whom he called, them he also justified. And whom he justified, them he also glorified.
So he gonna take you through something. You ain't just finna get in. That don't sound like just believe, just have faith. That ain't what that sound like to me. First off, he got to call you. If he ain't call you, you probably gonna fall off because you there at your own sights. If he ain't call you, then he must not want you. Whew, that's a terrible spot to be in, ain't it? That sounded rough even coming out my mouth.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Verse 31. What shall we then say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us?
Again, if he can turn the heart of your oppressor or whoever trying to do you wrong, what your strap gonna do? Huh? What you guarding for? He can stop it all.
Yes, sir.
You exercising and going to the gym so can't nobody take you? That ain't gonna, I'd rather have the Most High take, be my defense.
Yes, sir.
I don't trust in my own self to defend me because I done tripped a whole lot. And who's to say I ain't gonna slip and trip again? So I need him to defend me.
That's right.
That's right.
So I need to do what he say. Keep these commandments and statutes.
You think about it, brother, what you talking about is on record.
Yeah, it's on record. Yeah.
You don't know.
You been looking at my record?
You've been on the Missouri case net up north.
You've been on CaseNet. Oh man. He done found out my government name. Come on.
Verse 32. He that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things? Who shall lay anything to the charge of God's elect? It is God that justifies. Who is he that condemneth? It is Christ that died, yea, rather, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of God, who also maketh intercession for us. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword?
If any of them can separate you from Christ, you ain't girded up. None of that should separate you from Mashiach. None of it. It should fall off you like water falling off a rubber jacket and roll on down. And you keep it moving. All the way to the kingdom.
To the kingdom, right.
Come on.
Verse 36. As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of God, which is in Christ Jesus our Lord.
So none of that stuff should separate you, nor any other creature. Not even somebody who's been down here for 10 years.
Right.
And then start saying JC don't exist. Right. He shouldn't have a chance with you.
Not at all.
Well, that's it. We got Psalms 95 for the closing psalm. Hope y'all got some understanding from that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I do what I can, trying to be a servant.
That's right. That's
trying to make up for my past before it's too late. Coming soon, y'all. We waiting on AZ. He ain't came and redid his part yet. I'm calling you out. Yeah, it's been a month. Don't laugh too loud, Lazarus. You supposed to been over there too.
I'll be on there this week,
calling
man.
you out.
I'll be there this week, man. Most High willing, man. It's all ready to go.
You got 4 songs that ain't came through.
Three, man. I got it though, man. I'm getting on.
It's 4. Remember the one I got?
Oh, it's 4.
Yeah, I ain't picking it up. I would just be telling no tales on you, brother.
Yeah, it's 4. You're right. I stand corrected.
All right, we're going to get this closed in prayer, family.
All praise.
With the Most High's permission, in the name of his only begotten and beloved Son, our uncrowned King, Yahshua Hamashiach, we know him as Jesus the Christ. Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Reading in the book of Psalms, in the 95th chapter, and it reads, O come, let us sing unto the Most High. Let us make a joyful noise to the rock of our salvation. Let us come before his presence with thanksgiving and make a joyful noise unto him with song. For Yahweh is a great Elohim and a great King above all gods. In his hand are the deep places of the earth. The strength of the hills is his also. The sea is his, and he made it, and his hands formed the dry land. O come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker, for he is our power, and we are the people of his pasture, and the sheep of his hand. Today, if ye will, hear his voice. Harden not your heart, as in the provocation, and as in the day of temptation in the wilderness, when your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my work. 40 years long was I grieved with this generation, and said, it is a people that do err in their hearts, and they have not known my way, unto whom I swear in my wrath that they should not enter into my rest.
Praise. We got a shekel or two. We greatly appreciate it in the words of Daniel Solomon.
Yes, sir. Another beautiful Shabbat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.